gotta start streaming. Let's see if good old YouTube. Oh man, Kickstarter.
Throwing niggas in the bushes.
All right, Stream Health says good.
Yeah.
Says we live. Addict, can you just
Dumbass.
double check? Because you know last time it's.
Yes, bro.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure because
Literally, when I went to grab my the mouse, it went live.
All right, no doubt. All right,
Yeah, we live already. We out here.
We out here.
We out here, man.
And
We out
we
here.
are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast in the lordsofgaming.net, episode number 134. And King is using these emojis. Another glorious Sunday. Wow. I can't even finish today. Salute, bro. Oh, man. Salute, Lord Death
Death
Singer,
could
man.
not go long about those emotes.
Yo, salute from joining the realm, Death. Right during the intro, I had to give that up to you, bro. Much love for joining the realm, becoming a full subscriber to the channel. So it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. We've got PokemonSword&Shield impressions, Jedi Fallen Order. Is Google Stadia DOA and XO19 reactions to discuss. So we gonna get right into it. Mark Small, what's up, brother? Happy born day 2. You already know Scorpio season. So let's introduce the 4 horsemen of gaming. Those knights of the realm at the round table. My brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how you doing, sir? We gotta speed it up.
I'm doing pretty good. Playing Pokemon and in this Star Wars.
Getting that Star Wars. That's what just what those two.
You said gotta speed it up.
Okay, all right. You was on point. I just want to make sure. You just dropped. I thought your mic dropped.
No, he's like gotta speed it up,
No
and
doubt.
I thought, is that all? Like,
That's
I
it.
thought we gotta speed it up.
My man. And of course, we have our technical gamer lord, the solo player that lives for the single player experience, and also the Software Davis, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati himself. My man, Lord Sovereign. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. What's going on?
Oh, no, we're not doing that today.
All right, we gotta chill out. We gotta chill out. What's going on, sir?
I'm chilling, man, chilling. I've got frauding all week, barely in any gaming. 1 hour of Pokemon is what I have under my belt for the week. That's it. No Fallen Order, which is
Oh man,
So
yo!
pissed.
Salute the Philly Eagle for subbing. I'm seeing these emojis.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Phil Dominance
Out
emojis.
here.
Oh, Death Singer's out here with the fraud. Oh man, it's gonna be lit. Shout out to Double Barrel Gaming, my brother Boomstick Excel. What's going on, bro? No doubt, soft. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
Yo, that was so fast. The comments, folks. King of the statues, who demands nothing less than their premium experience in the leader of the fraud alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved, Lord King. How you doing, sir?
I feel
I'm
left
doing
out, but I couldn't
fantastic.
do this.
And being that we talk about fraud alert,
Woo! Oh,
Yo,
the
yo.
blue. Thank you,
let me
brother.
tell you,
Thank you for the
first
sub.
and foremost, let's give a round of applause. Let everybody in the realm stand up and salute that man. Woo that man. That man in that red. That man right over there. Happy birthday, brother.
Oh, salute,
sir.
bro.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday,
thank you.
brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Another day older and wiser, hopefully.
Yes. No, we definitely got wiser. I don't know about all that older stuff, you know. Get that wiser. Right
You
there,
already
man.
know.
He's like, I don't want to age.
Mhm.
That's right. I'm like wine. I just
Like
sit there.
wine, brother.
Yeah.
I saw you last night looking, the plate, the festivities. It was a royal occasion for you.
This is what I did, right? I went to Fairway, and first of all, I got to give a shout out to Ra Ube.
Okay.
All right, and he was the first person I saw because I put it up. Me and my daughter and I was watching cheese being made on YouTube.
Salute.
So I go to Fairway, and they have a whole cheese section. So God was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that cheese that I saw. All right, so and they had a little one because they had a big one. And I had a little one. I'm like, okay, let me get that. I want to try that. So the dude was telling me, yo, you got to get crackers. And this is some sour stuff that you got to put like as a puree or something like that. All right, so I said, let me get the cherry sour. Let me get the crackers, look like the body of Christ crackers.
Body of Christ.
And then I pick my cheese, right? So this is the funniest joint going. So I put it in the car. I'm driving. Boom. I get over there, and then I'm in my car. I'm like, something stink like toes in here.
Oh no!
It smell like hot toes.
Oh
I'm like, it smell like
no!
hot. I forgot I brought the cheese, right? I forgot I brought the cheese. Hot toes. I'm like, hot toes in here. So I'm wipe my car down. I put the fresh air freshener in there. Pop, pop. Right. So get inside. When I get inside my office, I take out the cheese. I lay out the crackers. That's why I threw up the picture. So shout out to Ryu, babe. Okay. He's the first person I saw that told me exactly what the cheese was and stuff like that. Because I knew what the cheese was, and I just wanted to put it out there for y'all.
No doubt. The spread looks fantastic. It looked glorious.
We got a new member too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we're gonna give you a shout out, and it was so many people. Shout out to Miss Boomstick. Shout out, was it Delilah HD? I believe it was so many people, and I don't want to miss y'all, but Ryu is the first dude that put that up. Me and him had a little dialogue going through, and I love his story so much because he told me that he grew up so poor when he was young that now that because he grew up in the Bronx and he'd been in through Mount Vernon, he's running around the same circles that we were in. And he said now that he's a little more financially stable, now he's has a little bit more equity in his pocket. He goes and he tries the stuff that he never were able to try as a youth. And I was like, it resonated so much with me that I connected with him so much on Twitter yesterday that I had to give him a shout out, had to talk about that. And it was all over cheese, y'all. So, the fact that I can connect over cheese with somebody, y'all guys got to stop with this stuff on Twitter, man.
Word.
Like, I see you guys out there capping, and it's very good to support your joint. I'm not trying to flame you dudes for supporting what you like, because I saw something Porter Rock put up, and I told him, because people was going at Porter Rock's head, and I said, there's nothing wrong with him liking what he likes. Like, you can't force. I don't like chocolate ice cream, so you're not going to force me to eat chocolate ice cream.
Facts.
So if he doesn't support what you support wholeheartedly, that man has a right to his opinion. And you guys start turning nasty with your words towards each other, and we're all together. We're all in the same joint together.
Facts. Pick up a controller, you round down, baby.
I see Christopher Hart having to defend himself because of something that he likes. And you know what? Yeah, everybody can sit there and say, "Oh, King, he always shouting out Christopher Hart." I'm not a fraud. I got a PlayStation 2. I play on PlayStation. I play on Switch. I play on all these things. What some members in the community need to do is allow everyone to know and stop capping for one side. But if you're going to do it, right? If you're going to cap for that side, let them know you got an Xbox too. Let them know what you really do.
No doubt.
Right? So that you're not misleading, because there's a lot of dudes, a lot of kids don't take the time out to fact check your page.
That is true.
Or to go through and figure out who you are and know that you game everywhere. These dudes don't understand that. And they're out here waving a flag for you, but in the secret, y'all all playing on Xbox. See, y'all all got a Game Pass too. All right, and these guys sometimes they're financially struggling, and if you gave the dude the word, your ride or die, you gave him the word. You're like, yo, man, go play that Game Pass. You might be breaking down a wall that we don't need there. Come on, Mr. Gorbachev, take down that wall.
No doubt. I respect it. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the kid. Yo, salute to these subs out here, man. I'm seeing a lot of subscriptions going on.
Let's see those Phil Dominuses.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to Johan Zell, just joined the bronze tier of the realm out here. Salute to my brother, you know what I'm saying? Boom, we already said. We got Christopher Hart. Everybody up in here. Jermaine Galloway. It's looking real lit, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing out here. And of course,
Philly Eagle with the gold. I didn't
Eagle
with the gold.
Philly Eagle. He about that real, man.
Yo, I'm seeing these Phil Dominuses out here. Yo, they got the Phil XO. We gonna get the XO. Yo, Philly Eagle was like, yo, Game Pass and xCloud, Barry Stadia. Oh, shout out to Brap, $2 super chat. I gotta get Kojima his bread. But BB move that weight.
BB move that weight.
BB move that. Let's go. And of course, you have the Lord of the Cooperative Experience and Gaming Ninja himself, the Shinobi, on his post-born day celebration. bringing that realness to the realm of ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Oh, salute OBGA to John. You wasn't subscribed? Oh, wow. I'm glad you subscribed now. That's what's up, man. But yeah, man, you already know everything is good. Fresh off that birthday, had a little fun. You know what I'm saying? Overdid it a little bit. I shout out to Luca, man. I was supposed to hit Scumcast. I'm like, Luca, I'm looking real spooky right now.
Oh, yo, you know what I did catch? I did catch you on Rap on Friday.
Yeah. Was it? Oh no, Wednesday. I was on Brad.
No, was it Wednesday? No,
yeah. Brad was Wednesday. Brad was
okay.
Wednesday.
So this is what happened then. I fall asleep listening to everybody's podcast. Like I put it in, I'm gonna put in that work. Yeah. I'm listening to y'all guys. Maybe if I don't catch y'all fresh, I'm definitely gonna listen to y'all later.
Yes, sir.
I got to give a shout out to 3 dudes. I got to give out the shout out to Randolph Thor. I got to give a shout out to Cole Eastwood, and I got to give a shout out to Dealer. Not in that order. It could be Dealer, it could be Rand, it could be anyway. But these are dudes that kept me a breath on XO. Yes, now I didn't do the show with you guys because I needed to be there, but I had to pick up my kids from school.
Right. No, I would get it. We had Def Sing in the building. Kiss Smooth held us down. We had the nice. Addict did a good job, man. Addict did a good job. We had some real fun live reactions. Chat was laughing. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, shout out to New York NYT Music with the $5 super chat. Say something, brother. Say something, brother.
That's technically a super sticker. That's what they're called.
Oh, okay. That's a super sticker. That's what that is.
Yo, Lord Cognito, you know we have some lords in the realm that's on the healing right now.
Yes.
We need to give a shout out to Lord J Bone.
Yes.
Right now he's healing. He's in the hospital. He's getting better.
Wow.
Shout out to Lord Dizzy, as always.
Yes, sir.
Our people, and shout out to Lord Clowns.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, and anybody else in the realm, you know, y'all reach out. We're gonna shout y'all out like that. We're gonna give y'all that.
Yeah, all these lords, man. Please send them some love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's healing up on the men, man. And like I said, we really appreciate if you guys support them. We all are gaming brothers. We always gotta check in on each other. So good point, King. Yeah, man. For me, same old thing. You know, when I got a chance to grind a little bit, little Destiny, obviously, little xCloud, a little bit of Jedi Fallen Order. We'll get to that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was pretty much. Oh, actually, you went to the backlog. I threw in This Is the Police 2, Wappy Studios. I was having fun with that because my xCloud, there was no internet on the plane. So you know, that's when the Switch had to come out. So I was doing that up right there. But yeah, man, so as you already know, we're going to get into these announcements in the show real quick. So as you already know, as King put out a very eloquent video, please check that out on the ILP YouTube channel. The Lords have joined the realm, man. We've got some subscription options, some things for you. A lot of you guys are already joining. I'm seeing fraud alerts right now. I'm seeing, you know, all these cool things. So again, we have the tiers. King, you want to break it down? We got the 3 tiers. We got the bronze, the silver, and Lord Gold. So be a Lord of whatever you want to support or you can handle. And yeah, man, we got different pricing structures. We also have, besides the custom badges and the emojis, yo, the bushes is in it. Yo, Def Sing is going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, these are really cool. Salute to our guy, Graphic God, who really did a fantastic job hooking these things up, man. Looking really, really cool. And yeah, we also got some cool perks for you guys, exclusive content when we go to the events. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of stuff coming, boy.
Woo, we got more. This is just the beginning, and it's gonna be fun, man. But we got, the more people we get on, the more fun of all the ILP catchphrases. We're gonna try to have more of them in there. There's stuff we're sitting on, but we want to just grow this thing a little bit. So salute to everybody who already showed some support. We will get into the poll. Last week's poll, this was Addicts Bowl, with all studios that have been announced to be present at XO19. Which do you think will deliver the most hype to the fan base? The winner of the 4-way ILP.
I'll tell you right now, it wasn't Obsidian.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth there.
Don't be mad.
I'm mad. The winner of the 4-way Lord Cognito is in his feelings poll is Ninja Theory at 49%. Coming in at second place, who should have been the true king, was Obsidian. And coming in at third place at only 8% was, y'all better respect Microsoft's name. I mean, Minecraft's name. And at last place with a surprising 5%. Wow, the disrespect to NXI. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, salute to Sleepy Goblin 2D. Welcome to Lord Bronze of the Realm. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't you be telling me to sing nothing, Dizzy, all right? I'm just giving you your poll answer. You ain't got to be extra. You ain't got to be.
Shout out to Death Singer being the first person to say throw addict in the bushes.
So, Lord Addict, now that the dust has settled from XO19, we did the little cool thing. Now with the poll, what do you think, man? The people were more excited about Ninja Theory coming in. Do you think they had that, man?
No, I think everyone's disappointed.
Everyone's in the bushes.
Yeah,
No.
I think if anyone got more hyped, it was Respawn. Respawn did more to the actual than anyone else.
Oh,
And they weren't even there that long.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But yeah, that's what we got. New poll coming in at the end of the show. So we're going to get into these topics. Lord Addict, man. I'm going to set it off with you. Actually, no, not Addict, because it's actually Lord Sov's topic. Pokemon dropped. So I get to fraud and listen to y'all.
Yes, you get the fraud because I stayed true to my word that many a month ago. I said I'm gonna get Pokemon.
Yeah,
you didn't want to repeat a Let's Go. That's what's going on here. You didn't want
Once I saw Let's Go, and they had here, buy this Pokeball, and you could throw it in real life. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm fine.
Got to bend the knee on that one to you, sir. You went out and purchased the worst Pokemon they had.
Unlike other lords.
Shots!
Who frauding?
Oh, listen. I'll eat that.
That fraud alert in there. Put that
fraud alert in there.
Put that fraud alert in there.
I got the fraud alert today. I'll own that. Go ahead, so you ride that flag high today. Let's go.
So this is my first ever Pokemon. Ever. I've never touched one. Pause. Yo, there are a few dialogue exchanges here that let's say they're little suspects.
Like all I know is Lord Cognito a fraud. Hey, members, put a fraud alert up there for Lord Cognito, man.
Let's get that fraud alert in there, guys. Let's get him.
Y'all could remember, just bend the knee is what they talk about. Just put the bend the knee.
No, we need a fraud alert. We need a fraud alert.
You're a fraud.
Just throw them all in there. Every single one is in there. Just throw them in
there. The Empire is foul right now. So how y'all doing this to me? What the blue? Come on, the blue. You just joined. You giving me a fraud? Wow, Def saying, all right, Def. All right, we're gonna see if you get back on the reaction show.
You gave them this power. You gave them this power. You did.
They're using it with
They're abusive. They're abusive right now. Continue, kid.
This is my first Pokemon.
Hey, that's all.
And I have to say, as somebody who's never played, it's good because I'm looking at it from a very objective point of view, just as an RPG, right? I'm not looking at it like, oh, it's missing this, it's missing that. So we have Addict for that, which is great. But for me, immediately from the bat, right, you have this, it's super Japanese RPG. So you have those Japanese sort of like tendencies in terms of the characters and the way they look, those humongous dead eyes that they have, like that painterly sort of like cartoon look to it. The game looks pretty. But it's very much, it looks like an old game up res, you know. When you look at the things that are cool about it in terms of tech, that I would say, like, I was surprised, like when you go into buildings, they load pretty quickly. The draw distance when you're outside in the world, you can literally see like down.
It's not top down?
No, it's not top down. It's sort of like more of a 3/4, almost behind the back. It gives you like a little bit of distance. You'll see it's a weird angle. It's not behind the back,
I gotta check it out.
but it's a little elevated, and it's definitely not top down.
Yeah, my son is definitely gonna get see, I'm torn right now with either the Switch standstill or the Xbox One. You know, I'm torn for him right now. So
yeah, I mean, I'll say get him to one. Get him to one, because I if he's a big Pokemon fan, definitely like, but yeah, so I would say this. And Lord Chancleta, yes, I give it so far a 3.5 out of 5 Chancletas.
You can't be giving it any chocolates. You played an hour. Hush.
He said, yo, how you gonna throw his efforts in the bushes? Shout out to the bushes for Saab.
I said if Addict gets his hands on this game, in the short amount of time he has it, he's gonna play more than me, which is of course that's exactly what happened. So anyway, so what I will say is, the intro of the game is hilarious because you have this Pokemon master and the champion of the Galar region that
you have to say that name again. What
Galar, whatever.
What region he from?
it seems like it's the Galar region to me. If I'm mispronouncing it, oh well. Sorry.
You're definitely mispronouncing it. I don't know. It might be like that.
It might be like that. It's not voice acted, which in this day and age is kind of a shame. But that's another thing. So he comes out, and this dude is like this Elvis character with a cape. He's really full of himself. It is hilarious.
But he's mad useful.
But he is very useful. Yes.
He be giving me free Pokeballs and stuff. I'll be loving that dude. And I'll be like, come through anytime you want.
From the jump, I will say this. It feels like this is a reboot for them. They know they're trying to bring in new players. Because from the very beginning, they explain basic things about Pokemon in a way that they know they're getting new players in that have never played before. Nice. So they literally handhold you right in the beginning.
So they made you feel comfortable, being that this is your first Pokemon. They made you feel comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. I walked in and it felt like I didn't need to know.
Well, it's been that way every Pokemon. So
do they do that? That's one thing. Yeah, I don't know if they do that every single Pokemon.
Shout out to Brap with the $2 super chat. Lord Soft mistranslated like Kojima.
It looks like Galar. That's what it is.
Oh my God! Moving on. Sovereign out here, messing up the sponsorships right now.
PokemonSword&Shield, brought to you by Galar.
Got Nintendo be like, yeah, let's blacklist them.
Yeah, let's blacklist these guys.
Let's shut them down.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a copyright strike because it's all over here.
No.
Listen, so all I can say from the short time I have with it is it feels like a very cool, the RPG. Mm-hmm. I get why people love this. I get how people get so attached to Pokemon. I get when you get into the minutia of the one-on-one combat and figuring out what powers do what against certain Pokemon, what's strong, what isn't strong. That part is very cool. The only thing from knowing that this series has been around so long, I was a little disappointed with how, when you look at the combat looks kind of exactly how I remember seeing it on a Game Boy, in the perspective and everything.
With the combat?
Yeah, just the way it looked.
Do you remember how it played on Game Boy?
I remember watching Kaibatsu.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, look, not gameplay. Look.
If you would have said something like Pokemon Stadium, I'd be like, all right, man, you on to something there. But
when you look at something like Pokken Tournament, right? When you look at something like Pokken Tournament, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Somebody who has history with the game, and I don't. I'm just looking at it objectively from the outside. That's right. I see it, and I'm like, okay. I picked the Score Bunny, the Fire Bunny as my starter, right? Mm-hmm. So immediately he gets a move called Ember. Fire.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Why you mad at his pick? Continue, so
he has a move called Ember. It's the first special move you get. It's just him a fire attack. Mm-hmm. But the animation to it is super simple. It's okay, I throw it.
The animations need to be improved. That's for sure.
That's the thing. When you look at something like Pokken Tournament, right? It is a fighting game, right? But when you look at the interactions, you're telling me you couldn't animate them differently so the fights feel more sort of like.
Wait, so Sovereign, it doesn't look as good as Pokemon Tournament on GameCube?
It don't. I mean, in terms
Pokemon
of animation, Pokken Tournament. You mean?
Yeah, well, Pokken Tournament, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pokemon Tournament because they Pokemon fighting. Yeah, but okay, Pokken Tournament. Yeah, but
in terms of how they animate and interact with one another, no. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I understand it's a turn-based RPG, but when you look at, you can animate them better.
The funny part is the reason supposedly there's no national decks in there or anything is because they were supposed to update all these animations, but they didn't. Right.
So. They didn't. So it's like you have a bunch of new Pokemon. They're not adding the old ones. But then when you look at what they've done, it's still that's what I say. It feels like, and again, I could be wrong about that, but remembering watching Kaibatsu play on Game Boy or whatever, it just seems like the perspective is the same. Mm-hmm. The way obviously the animations are better than that, but in general, how the game plays, that hasn't changed pretty much at all, and it's disappointing. You have a move called Tackle, right? So I'm like, all right, in a 2019 game, show my Pokemon trying to tackle the other Pokemon. Right?
So wait a second, your joint just says words, and then you just see
you hit it right, and so the tackle is literally a kick to the face. That's not a tackle.
dead.
And then a kick to the face they barely react to.
Oh,
So I'm like, man, like they could have done so much more with this. And
Somebody in the chat said that joint was in development for 2 years.
Yo, Philly Eagles said minimal effort because they know the game gonna sell no matter what.
And it sort of feels like that. It feels super safe in that regard. I'm like, oh man, like I was, after all this and me never wanting to touch this series and to get into it now, I'm like, okay, it feels just like kind of what I expected it to be and nothing more. It's not really surprising me.
Right.
But again, I like the fact that I'm coming at it from a brand new perspective. Don't really know what it is. So in terms of the RPG mechanics, it feels like something I would like because I want to see how the Pokemon evolve. I want to see how these moves affect other Pokemon. That's cool. Just the way it looks like it feels lazy. And I hate using that description, but it feels lazy in that regard.
Yo, real quick before you finish, I just wanted to ask because there's a lot of debate going on right now because shout out to LordsOfGaming.net's own Daniel May, aka Gondor's Condor. He's got a great article right now on LogNet.
That's the one I read. Yes.
Yeah, he got a great article on Pokemon, and it looks like there's like I won't say like a civil war, but there's some controversy solved, and they're saying about the Pokédex and certain Pokemon are missing.
You're in a civil war. There's people that's right, people that's wrong.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's get it then. What's going on? What's going on?
Fell on one side of this argument.
What's going on with this Civil War, Addict, man? What's going on?
What it is people giving Nintendo too many passes. Like whole Game Freak to the fire. They need to improve the franchise. They need to stop doing the bare minimum and expect the maximum. And it's me. I'm the fraud here. Like you guys can definitely put a fraud
alert for Addict because he's still cop.
That's perfectly fine. I was hard on this game. I was like, you can ask Laura Cartier. I was like, I don't know about this. I ain't buying it. I was up there at GameStop yesterday buying it. So
he had Luigi's Mansion,
and he traded Luigi's Mansion for it, y'all. Fraud alert!
Yo, you could have sold me your Luigi Mansion. I would have gave you whatever they
put it up. He
was
looking for people. He actually.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know. See, you don't be talking about.
No, I didn't
Switch like that, so I didn't even think of it. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? That's I was watching last week's podcast last night after I got home, and then when you said I'm gonna pick up Luigi's Mansion on Black Friday, it hit me. I was like, I should have asked King.
Yeah.
I definitely want that game. I thought, because I like Luigi's Mansion, and I thought it was like one of the shining points in the GameCube. So,
yo, hold on,
so hold on, Chief Tommy
coming at you.
Let's talk.
Let's get it.
Chief Tommy, first off,
is it in color?
It's not in color, but it's okay. It's okay. I will breed it up. It says, Addict, you are frauding.
There you go. You good.
Okay. Now we're gonna do the talk at it. Go ahead, talk.
Like they're not vets when it comes to consoles. Chill, bro. They are learning how to ride a bike again.
What does that have to do with it? So you're saying the handheld is not a console?
First off, Chief, the Switch is a hybrid. I'm going by what the actual company promotes their brand. I think the company knows their brand better than you do. Second off, this is the first Pokemon to be on console in a very long time, and we're not even talking about the Pokemon stadiums and the Pokemon Coliseums, and they had that weird one for the Wii, and they had that one where you steal Pokemon on the GameCube. We're not talking about them. We're talking about a full-blown Pokemon game. Why does it look like the 3DS version?
Oh wow, wow. Yo, I heard Digital Foundry going in, man. Shout out to them. They had a good section. They were talking about.
Obviously, that's not going to stop me playing. I'm still playing, but
it's like, make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
I'm this game.
Hold on. We got two super chats. Shout out to Brad. He said, "Give Addict that light, kid. Give him that." Yo, shout out to Tip Diamond. Looks like Canada building. Salute the Iron Lords panel. Much love, brother. Really appreciate it.
Guys, if y'all see us using these emojis like this right here, like how we throwing Attic in the bushes, if y'all see that popping up.
Speaking of which, right on time, shout out to Johan Zell. He said, Attic, I like you, but you traded Luigi's Mansion in the bushes bushes emoji.
Look, man.
Y'all want to get those? I mean, because we have over 100 people watching right now. You see where the join button is? It's right next to the subscribe button. Hit that. Also hit the notification button so you guys can definitely have all these.
You guys are always making fun of me and King. You can officially put us in the bushes. You just gotta join the subscription service.
Yo, Philly threw it in the bush. He threw that subscription bushes emoji on. He said it's the Switch version was skimped. No pass for them.
Like I don't like, to be honest with you. One of the biggest reasons I did is because I didn't want Saul with his 40 minutes of experience going on here talking about this. So I had to get in here. I had to get my opinion.
I have an objective opinion, unlike you, sir.
Hold on. Yo, we got to take care of the bills right, because this is crazy. Yo, shout out to NYT Music. One of our first Lord Goals, maybe our second Lord Goals of a subscription service. Wow. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. And then Saul, you want to get the next one?
Shout out to Gamer by Choice. Welcome to the bronze realm, sir.
No doubt. Thank you very much. From both of you right now, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that into the bushes in that emo chat right now.
Yes, for Addict.
I'm saying put Solve in the bushes. Gotta wear boots like that.
I didn't trade in Luigi's Mansion for Pokemon.
Oh, here we go.
I didn't do that. I didn't
look, Solve. Why you bringing up old stuff? Why you bringing up old
Yo,
stuff?
Chief Tommy coming at y'all again. He said 3DS game. Did you not see the new feature?
Wait. You saw color? Oh, okay.
He might be on. He might be on to something in plain English.
He's doing plain. He's doing the old school language.
Did you not see when the new feature when you can make Pokemon huge? Yeah, that's whack. It's just
look. Let's be real here. They could have done that on the Switch.
Yeah,
they could have done that on every game.
It's a Godzilla Pokemon. That's all. It's a Godzilla Pokemon. That's all it is. Like no, I'm good.
He said I'm broke, fam. Sorry.
All good, Chief.
Tommy. Just for that, I'm gonna read your stuff.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Gamer My Choice. He couldn't be outshined, man. He had to upgrade to gold.
He upgraded to gold. He said, nah, let me do this.
Yo, salute. So all in all, for the two lords that actually picked it up, because I'm assuming King, did you even?
No, not even.
So you frauded with me, King. You frauded with me, right? Because
I'm not frauding. I never said I was getting it.
Oh,
yeah, he never said he would get it.
I said I might get it for my son.
Even back when Lord Kofi was on, he was always, I'm not about that Pokemon life. But Lord Cognito, on the other hand, in his Switch Gang life, was claiming he was going to pick up Let's Go Pikachu. Not only did he not pick up Let's Go Pikachu, but he didn't even pick this one up either. Now, if I remember correctly,
I'm a man of my convictions.
Hold on. If I remember correctly, Lord Solve, when he didn't pick up Let's Go Pikachu, he claimed he was going to pick up the new stuff. Why should I buy the old stuff?
Hold on. We ain't gonna do that now. We ain't gonna do that. Now here's the thing.
I remember that receipt. Yes,
listen,
sir. Yeah,
I got receipts on me. There's no doubt. I'm frauding. There's no doubt. But we all know I wasn't paying no $60 for that half-baked version. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do this one, right? That other one was some like introduction, beginner's meal, appetizer to Pokemon.
But you didn't pick this one up either.
Because I heard Digital Foundry said it's graphical fidelity issues, and I wanted to make sure my pockets is right. Stop pocket watching. Stop pocket watching with Pokemon on.
Shout out to Digital Foundry making Lord Cognito frugal. Lord Frugal.
It is what it is, man. Lord Cognito's a fraud, but I'm in the bushes, so we both do something today.
Yeah, I'm a fraud for not picking it up. You in the bushes for trading Luigi's Mansion for it. So that's what
I told you guys. You never would have known.
Thank you very much.
No doubt. NYT Music said, "Graphic God, nice work on these mo." Yes, please salute the Graphic God. He is in the realm right now. Please salute. Did a fantastic job.
I'm telling you now, as y'all see, more members is growing inside, right? Y'all gonna see more emojis pop up, and like next week when y'all come back, it's gonna be.
I think we can already put 2 more emojis in.
No doubt. So Lord Other Zinc said we are done with this Pokemon discussion. He said, "Can we go on to the next topic, please?"
Finito.
He said, "Next topic, please."
Lord Other Zinc.
At the end of the day, I'll end it with, it's a Pokemon game.
Qualified it.
They need to increase the production value of these Pokemon games. I will say, just from playing a little bit of it, it seems like there's a lot more effort going into a narrative focus, but no voice dialogue. Go figure. We still doing 2,000 text files.
Wow.
But that's Nintendo. You know, it is what it is.
So that's where we have Pokemon topic is done. It is out here. So if you want to support it, you go get it. If not,
Hold on. If you guys want us to move on, hit that like button.
You're keep them hostage on the top.
We're going to talk about Pokemon for 2 hours. Nah, man. Let's
man.
Shout out to the 2 downvotes, too.
No doubt. So,
I know who that is. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to downvote? Hold on. Let me upvote.
Oh, man. Moving on. Thank you, Lord of the Zinc. We will be getting into the Jedi Fallen Order. Looks like it just dropped.
Shout out to the Geeky Nerd. Writing topics long, so ain't gonna be time to defend XO.
The Geeky Nerd, they ready for that XO. But yeah, man, we got to get into it, man. Star Wars Fallen Order, it dropped. Lot to discuss. So, Lord Addict, you want to set this off, man? I believe everybody picked it up. I don't know if King, you don't get a chance. You picked it up.
Oh no!
Oh my! Is that a Game Pass? Is that a Game Pass?
Yeah, Game Pass.
Use the Game Pass emojis for King.
We get to XO, y'all gonna know why they pick it up.
I don't think that is the Game Pass emoji.
It's not up yet? Oh, okay. We get there. We get there soon.
I wonder if I can change it live though and put it in there.
Don't break it.
Oh, you might break the system.
Don't break the system, sir. Exactly. Anyway, so Lord Addict, man, Star Wars is out. I know you talked offline. You said about 10, 15 hours, something like that. You got in. What are your impressions? How you feel it right now?
I absolutely love this game.
Woo!
Look! Shout out to Respawn for giving me something I didn't know I needed. All right, like it's always nice, you know, to give with the whack 5 weapons that I always use in Dark Souls games, and I actually in Bloodborne I only used 1. But there's something special with taking a lightsaber to someone's noggin in a Dark Souls game.
The noggin.
One of the biggest things I have an issue with is, for some reason, like obviously they didn't want to rate it M, but when I go across someone's abdomen with a lightsaber, I expect him to not have that again. Like so some of these killing animations. So it's like inconsistent. Sometimes you'll cut like a monster's head off, but you won't cut like stormtroopers in half.
They said that. They said that they're not doing that.
So he wanted the dismemberment. That's what he's looking for.
That's what I expect with the lightsaber. It's nothing to go at it over. But I expect a lightsaber that's supposed to be, you know, the temperature of the sun to burn them others.
Yeah, brought to you by Disney. Let's cut that out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Disney. Yep. Shout out to Disney enforcement. Yep. That's correct.
You know, it's still cool, man. I still enjoy it. It's one of the very few games where the actual map is useful. I really enjoy the fact that they found a good middle ground. Now, I feel like with this game, the Dark Souls format population is going to get bigger because there's a lot of people like myself when I bought it. Well, I didn't buy this. Shout out to Kid Smooth, but it's a lot of people like myself that didn't even know this game was a Dark Souls game. I kind of thought it would be a little bit more towards the Unleashed era, but when I got on here, I'm sitting. First thing I noticed is there's the rest thing. And it says enemy spawn. It still didn't click with me. When
My question, Attic, is: did the Force fix Forrest Whitaker's eye?
Oh my
God!
Wow.
I need to know
when I noticed what happened.
Those dogs couldn't fix it, so I want to know if you know.
When I noticed what happened, and they literally jacked the Dark Souls formula, is when I died for the first time. It said my XP was put onto that dude. I'm like, it just hit. Like I started seeing everything. I was like, they have the spawning stuff. They have the shortcut stuff from the Dark Souls series. They have the when you die, the person who killed you takes your XP. I was like, yo, this is a Star Wars of Dark Souls mechanics. And I've been in love with it, man. I love it.
No doubt, man. Lord Sav, I know you didn't cop, but are you planning to
cop? It's cop.
Oh,
it's sitting there. It's sitting there on my hard drive. I have not had a chance to play it.
He's a collector.
No doubt.
He's a collector.
Yeah, I'm throwing that collecting stuff in the bushes. There's too much stuff to be playing for me to be buying games at full price, not to play them until when they are half price later on.
I feel that.
Let's be real. You're not even waiting for a half price. You're waiting for that Game Pass.
Tell the truth about it. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
I'm gonna shame myself crazy right now. Between everything that I purchased this gen, between all 3 consoles, like no lie, it's like 1,000 games.
Wow, that's
Like,
crazy. Hold on,
Like-
y'all. We got a special guest in the realm.
That's right. We got
Pull it up.
royalty in the realm.
Is that Lord Kratos from the PlayStation Nation?
Oh,
Is that
Boy.
yes, my man.
Woo! Let's
Boy,
get it.
What's up, Kings? What's up, Kings?
What's
What's going on? Morning, brother. How are
Happy-
you
happy
today?
We're
Yeah.
lords, we're not kings.
Lords, Kings, y'all all that. Y'all.
Much
Yeah,
love,
yeah,
much
yeah,
love,
yeah.
brother. How you been, man? What's going
Shout
on?
out to the $2 super chat. I'm not trying to say your name. Jehovah Vettel, I don't know.
Low
As a
high
person-
sound.
Ooh, he didn't
Yo,
even give
Joe,
it
I'm on
a
sale.
chance.
As a person that has beaten Sekiro, Star Wars is amazing. It is. Sekiro is still my game of the year.
No doubt, no doubt. We will get to
Yes,
that.
Kratos. It's not Gears 5.
It can be your game of the year. It ain't gonna be ever my game of the year unless it's in Game Pass.
Oh my god. Let's get straight to Kratos, man. Kratos obviously up to Jedi Fallen Order. Did you cop, sir, or was it nothing not on your radar?
It's on my radar,
Mhm.
but I did say I was going to wait for the reviews for this game because I was just on the edge. You know, EA, man,
He was on that Death Stranding thing. Now I gotta wait for
Well,
reviews.
that's-
If it's not
that's
83 above, I'm not playing it.
no, that's
After Kojima had him running around the streets moving that dope.
Facts.
So when I hear about
That's
it,
supposed
I
to-
just
hey,
have a
that's supposed to
quick
be
question
inside.
for you,
That's
Jay.
inside. We
Just
keep
a
that
quick
inside.
question.
Mhm.
When you play Death Stranding, did you how much did you move? How much did you carry from one point to the end? Did it make you did it exhaust you? Because that's what I hear it does. Did it exhaust you?
Mhm.
Well, hey, man, Death Stranding is a whole nother shebang, man. It is.
Tell the
is,
truth. It's in the
you know,
bushes.
for everyone who bought this game and played it, they
Yeah.
realized how special it was, and it's
That's one way
amazing.
to put it.
And I would say it's
That's all.
up there with the game of the generation.
Whoa!
What? Kratos.
Whoa! This is game of the year worthy.
Kratos.
Yeah.
time
All
out.
right, so we're
Time
talking
out.
about
Come on.
Star Wars,
Come
so,
on,
you know,
Kratos.
Death Stranding
Kratos.
is most definitely the game of the year without a doubt.
Oh!
Kratos.
Oh, we doing that.
I know this man did
No,
not
no,
just say
and let me tell you
UPS
why. Let me tell you
simulator
why.
game.
Let me hear it. Let him hear
I
it.
gotta hear it.
Luckily, right?
You know, I
I'm
need
gonna
some
give
fraud alerts
Yo,
in the
y'all
chat.
is that a fraud alert emoji?
I'm
Now
gonna
you
give
going
you your
hard right
caveat.
now.
I'm
Let
gonna
me
give
hear
you your
it.
caveat.
What's the caveat?
Only in 2019 would this game be a game of the year. If
Mm.
this
y'all
game
didn't
would have
have
came out
anything.
last year,
Oh, because I didn't
you
have
wouldn't have had a
anything to do.
chance. But
Okay.
only because I'm seeing
Oh.
all of these top tier games, they're all neck and neck with Death Stranding when it comes to reviews and reception.
Yo,
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. There's not really a breakout game that just
That's
really.
because Kojima got that buff, man. He got that curve.
Hey, you know what? You get that when you spend 30 years making 90+ rated games.
Oh, so we are admitting that he got a curve. Got you.
Yeah, no, hey, without a doubt, it's gonna be game of the year. That's without a doubt. I mean, no lie.
See,
That's
I don't know
absolutely-
since we're talking
I'm not
about
even
a
gonna lie on that.
75 game here that got
The
like
mere
an
fact
8-point
that
curve.
Kojima
Mhm.
name is on the game
Mhm.
and his legacy precedes him,
Mm.
of course, people are going to be more fun to that.
Mm.
But I'm
So-
not a. I'm
Look, man,
not.
the
a
only thing
Kojima fan.
Kojima
I
did
never-
with this game is he raised the sales of drugs to play this game.
No,
Yeah.
listen, let me ask you a question because I didn't purchase the game. I'm not purchasing the game. As you can see from my rant
Yes,
on Twitter,
we saw that.
if somebody's gonna buy me that game, you can feel great in purchasing the game for the king, and I will play it in your honor. There's no way in hell I'm giving him a nickel. But also with the defaming Americans in that whole aspect of it. So I'm not bending the knee to the man at all. But then that's my personal opinion. That has nothing to do with anybody on this
Yeah,
panel.
that's you.
Right?
No, they did correct that due to trans.
No, they didn't correct it, sir.
Okay,
He needs
well.
to correct that. Somebody else corrected that. He left that. He let it sit just like that. So he didn't feel like to go out there and to
Listen,
say,
that's a great valid point
yes,
for you, my brother. That's a
Yep.
great valid point.
Mhm.
You know, so anybody
He
who
wanted-
feels that way, I am in no position to tell them not to do that.
Exactly.
Again, I could care less about Kojima,
Mhm.
but you cannot deny his previous
no,
games.
no. His games is great. My question is this to you, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If his name wasn't on the box,
Mm.
Yeah.
right? Take his name off that box.
Mhm.
Is that something that you running out and purchase? Now, mind you, there would be no hype if there's no name attached to this box
Mhm.
with Kojima, because I believe that the most hype with this game was because it was Kojima's name attached to it.
Mhm.
Now the game looks beautiful.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that
Right?
decibel. That
It
decibel.
looks beautiful.
Yes.
But if his name is not attached on the box, is it a first day purchase for you? Are you yelling out game of the year? Or what's going on with you with the game
Okay,
if he's not associated with it at all?
Okay. If Kojima name wasn't associated with this game, it would have not had the publicity that it has.
Yes.
Right.
That's without a doubt. No lie. His name again, his legacy precedes him. It gave him the name. He's a rock star in gaming. He's been like that
The
forever.
rock star game.
No, that's real talk, though. That's real talk.
Now here's
No,
the thing, right?
true.
Not to take away from the game, we do have several rock stars in this gaming community in the gaming industry. We know that. But I think, and it's all fair, the mere fact that he's such a big name that people will discredit the game or take some away from the game, and that's fine. I'm all for that. Now, if his name wasn't associated with this game, will my attention would have been grabbed? If Sony would have marketed this game and if they would have showed the same marketing and everything for this game, but showing the trailers how they showed it, and nobody would probably have did that, because this would have went on that. Okay, you know, if this game comes, it would have been on a second tier level, like that. But
and would the scores be what it is?
At the end of the day,
listen, I do believe the scores would have remained the same, and I'm gonna tell you why. Once you boot this game up, you see that it's special. Once you put some time into it, you see once this game starts to open up, then you find out people are mind blown because of this game. These are my most diehard Xbox brethren out there in the Twitter streets and YouTube streets.
I saw them.
Have said, listen, I crapped on this game. This was not on my radar, but I have to take the loaf on it. I have to take that.
Look, man, at the end of the day,
and now I can't put it down. And it's a very divisive game. It really is. It's a very divisive game because I would put it on the level as VR, right? If you have a VR and you own a VR, you will say, "Hey, this is great. I love it."
Right.
But how do you market VR to somebody who can't see it with their eyes? You can't tell. You can't experience the VR experience unless you put that helmet on. Unless you
want to know, Jay. He want to know how much time you put in the game. He's curious how many hours.
I would say a couple of hours. You'll start seeing what it is. But man, once you get to that 5-6 hour mark, that's when you listen. I'm gonna tell you one scene that grabbed me, and this is not a spoiler, but I was walking up a cliff. I had.
What else could you spoil about the game? You're a delivery service.
Oh, stop it. Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him rock.
But you have these packages, right? And I finally made it past.
You have these packages.
Past these DTs, which are the bad spirits or whatever.
Yes.
And I made it to this big, huge crater, and it's overlooking the whole scenery and stuff. And the music kicks in. And if I tell you, just that scenery and that with that music, it does something to you, man. It hits you, and you're like,
that's when the drugs start to kick in.
This guy is a genius, and I'm not the only one that says that, right? You can read all the reviews. You can read just all your friends who've played it.
Right.
I have read the reviews. That's the issue.
No, listen, it's a very polarizing title. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to shout out Randall Thor, the Xbox too. He actually kind of shared some sentiments that you said, Jay. So, I can't take anybody that was enjoying it. Clearly, it's a divisive game. It's not for a lot of the lords here. But this is about Jedi Fallen Order.
Not for everybody,
get back on track.
No, I definitely gave the man a mulligan on this one. For anybody that thought it was anything, I definitely gave him a mulligan on this because I felt that this was his breakup song, and this was, fresh off a breakup, he put this out. So if anybody didn't think that the numbers was up to snuff, honestly, truly, I would stake my knees on the next game being a 10.
Right.
Chief Tommy, the problem is that I have with this is the cons for some reason are the pros for this game. Like,
but see, here's the thing, right? Again,
here we
it
go.
goes back to that point. You have to play it to understand. That's why I say this game is so divisive because from the outside, right? We look at it, even myself looking at it from the outside. Why is Kojima only showing you walking, delivering packages? Why? Everything he's showing is like, man, this is trash.
But he can't wait the game because there's not really no trailer to it. It's just a bunch of movie trailers. So when he links all the movie trailers, he's gonna spoil the movie game for you.
Well, it's not necessarily. Once you see, once you actually play the game and you see it for yourself, you'll realize it's less about being FedEx UPS delivery man. It's less about that, and it's more about everything else.
Yeah, social
And it takes it takes you a while, right, before you open up all ways to no
so
longer have to walk in
these
anymore. Now you got
dudes is
cars,
killing
you
us
got
now.
motors.
I gotta get back on track.
Yeah,
Now don't disrespect Jay. They kill us. Shout out to Dizzy.
I hear you.
They don't want to hear about death boring.
Yeah,
They
shout
wanna
out to shout out to
Look,
Dizzy.
man, you can't say that. Then move on.
Yo, shout out to
Look,
Dizzy
we
with the $2
respect
super
you
chat.
for liking-
He
for
said we are
liking
talking
it.
about death boring. Then shout out to Johan Zelviahez. The topic is about Star Wars. Then the last one, Dizzy King owes these. Let's back on something. So J-Dub, I just gotta ask you this, bro. Obviously you didn't copy me play DeathStranding. We got that part. My question to you now is: Star Wars something you're interested in picking up?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I said I was going to wait for the reviews to come out.
Yes.
Reviews came out, and it's good. It's looking good. So I'm going to copy it. I'll probably copy it right after the show.
No doubt, King. We already know where you're at. Let me jump in right quick. 'Cause listen, man. Look, I mean, obviously, y'all already know I'm a huge fan of Respawn. I think Respawn honestly have not made.
You
a
might
whack
be
game.
their biggest fanboy.
I am probably one of their biggest fanboys. I ain't gonna lie. Next to Bungie, like Respawn is up there for me. You know what I'm saying? But doing on copped it late, super cinematic feel. Like it's like to me Uncharted, Dark Souls, a little Titanfall with the wall running stuff. But it's like they had a baby, man. This thing is high production value, like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So the set pieces of fire, I can't front. The platforming elements, jumping from, that's where the Uncharted is. Like the way you know how you hold on to Uncharted, you do the little dial to the side, you come down. Like everything about it is just really, really, really fire. The abilities, the force push and pull, that stuff is great. And then you got the lightsaber action. Like I'm not a Star Wars fanboy like that, but this feels like a straight up, you're playing a game movie. Like, this feels like, this is its own thing. And it's really, really done well. I think the voice acting is top notch. They got one. And shout out to Respawn, because at the end of the day, them not using Frostbite, I love the fact that they're so dominant over there that EA can't even move.
And they still be not using that crap.
Yeah, like, EA can't even move. Like, normally EA says, get in line. Everybody's doing Frostbite. And they're like, no, fam, we're doing Unreal. Now, I got to be real. There are some issues with the technical stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was playing on the X, and I noticed a little bit of like I'd say judder stuff. Let me know if you experienced this or anybody's got it. Like, when you stand still and you kind of rotate the camera around, I was noticing a little slight stuff. I will say I'm not playing in performance mode, because shout out to Digital Foundry. Performance mode, it never really hit 60, and it's a little bit of pacing, but it is really a beautiful game. Like the HDR, the going from the one planet that's really lit up with the vegetation and the water.
So, wait a second. You said a performance mode. What do you mean? So they have different
they got the two
modes?
joints. You got the performance mode, or you got the fidelity mode. I left it on the standard fidelity mode, where it's the 1440p, and then I believe the the other mode, I think it's 1080p max. But it's trying to go above 30. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really good. I mean, they got one. Like, you could already tell just by playing the first 2-3 hours, this got Game of the Year feel. Like, off rip. Like, I'm like,
I remember when we were at E3 and we got the private screening with it, and we saw the game. We didn't get a chance to touch the game. We got a chance to see the game, and I thought the game looked phenomenal for what I saw.
Right.
I just have a lot of caveats when it comes to purchasing games at this moment. That's
I know where you at.
But I want to say one thing. Shout out to Anchorman, new Lord in the Realm.
No doubt.
He's in the chat.
LordsOfGaming.net.
Yes. Anchorman, I was thinking maybe me and you need to do a Mandalorian episode recap once a week. If you have Disney Plus,
I'll do it with you.
Yeah, and we can definitely do a deep dive into every episode once a week, probably like on a Monday or Tuesday, something like that. So we can give these fans stuff, and everybody that joins us can have early access to those episodes.
That'd be fire.
I think that'd be fire because I'm steeped deep in Star Wars lore. And this Mandalorian is ridiculous.
Ken, you just said it, because like now I want to watch. Like I'm not a Star Wars fanboy. Anchorman had a good tweet too. Shout out to Anchorman, because he's the same boat as me. We are not Star Wars fanboys at all. I don't hate the series, but I'm not like, oh my god, Jabba the 15th came out, and I'm not that dude.
I'm a similar thing. Like I became a little bit more of a fan of it after the KOTOR series, but Disney's been very apparent. Look, we ain't about that dark life. We going about moonshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
I'm a Star Wars junkie, and at Disney Plus, that service, if you go into it, you see they lay all the movies out, and you can watch them in any order. One movie they don't have is the Han Solo, and I understand Attic was upset with that. That's not there, but all the other movies is there, and they give you, like, yesterday I was on my phone. I was, it was on downtime. I was watching the first one all over again, The Phantom Menace, because Darth Maul is my dude. So I was watching that, and I saw that Star Wars, and trust me, it's taking everything in me not to go and purchase it. And when we get into the XO topics, I will tell you exactly why my reluctance in purchasing anything anymore again.
No doubt. Let me pay the bills right quick. Cedric H with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Brat with the $5 super chat. DeathStranding is not for everyone. I'll say this. It's a game that evokes a lot of emotion and curiosity. It's surprisingly addicting. And last one from Brap, which was console version of Jedi Fallen Order does this game no justice. On PC, the higher textures, particle effects, lighting, just wow. Yeah, I gotta admit, man. I mean, I'm hearing great things with the PC. The only reason why I did the X was because I want to do the console streaming and the achievements and all that other stuff. But what you said, Sav, I heard you chirping that about that.
HDR.
And the HDR, yeah. So I'm like, let me do that. Plus, with xCloud, I can continue my joint at work with the console channel. I really want to test it out on xCloud later on.
The PC don't have HDR?
It's touch and go. Like, a lot of PC games don't have HDR off the bat. They don't.
Yeah, man. But other than that,
it's because their access to HDR is not as easy as it is on.
Attic, what about them powers though? Like the blocking the bullets and the force pushing, bro. Like, where you at with it? Just real quick.
What I like that Respawn's done is that's been issues in previous Star Wars games. That's not been the first person shooter Battlefront games. Is they've always had to like throw massive amounts of enemies at you. So sometimes it felt like real inconsistent. Like stormtroopers should always go down in one hit with a lightsaber. It should never be anything else. But on here, they're like, we'll give you that, but we're not going to throw massive amounts of enemies at you. We're going to put well-targeted enemies that will make your life hell. So, they put that in there. It feels real balanced. It doesn't feel like, you're doing nothing but making an action game like Unleashed. It feels like when you do have those lightsaber battles, like it feels more personal.
That's what I was about to say, because that's why I wanted to ask you, because I want to spoil for people who haven't played, but you get to like the end of the first act and there's a conference. Tell me, like me and you, I think we both share that we love epic boss fights, right?
Right.
Like, they got the feel, and it goes from real time to cinematic like this, and it's
the first time.
Wow.
When she walked up and she jumped down, and she got her lightsaber. The first thing I said is like, she about to whoop my ass.
I was like, this again. They just have that feel, that epic confrontation, and then you got a couple of quick time stuff going on, but then you got back to the fighting. Then you got your parrying. Everything has to be on point. Obviously, we know during that section for story reasons how it was going to go. But if the game, all I was saying is I'm early, but if the game continues like this, this got that game of the year feel. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about it at E3. So if you guys haven't seen our reactions to
EA Play,
we said it at EA Play. We was like, this looks like a game of the year contender. And we didn't even know what the game was. At that point, it just looked like a straight action game. There was no talk of it being like a Metroidvania or Souls-like, and what we saw was so impressive. And I'm so happy for Respawn. I'm so happy that EA finally realized, look, we're not going to throw out another game out there to step on it. Obviously, being a Star Wars game helps that's not going to happen.
I have to say, if EA turns around, you have Respawn a thing.
I mean, let's keep it.
I think Respawn showing them that, like, look, you don't have to nickel and dime people to make a good game.
Yes.
Like,
no microtransactions, no extra stuff on the menu. Like, it's just straight single player story. Let's go. That's not EA. Like, normally EA would fight, and let's be real, it's now Apex Legends, and now this.
And
They
it's-
are saving EA low key. That's just my opinion. What y'all think?
Let me go ahead and take this super chat real quick. So we got $2 super chat from Pixelbit G. I'm on my 4th world. Fallen Order is my game of the year. Wow. We got 115 people. Thank you everyone for coming out. Definitely hit that like button if you guys don't mind. It's always appreciated.
No
What
doubt.
I worry about now with EA is that they have one Star Wars game left under their belt. If they were smart, they just wait.
If they don't hit this out of the I feel like if they don't hit that Star Wars out of the park, it might be a wrap for them with Star Wars.
With the license,
They might not
I think it's a wrap for them anyway with Star Wars.
Regardless, unless they leave it and they hold off and they let Respawn make the last one as well, and it's either a sequel to this or something else. I don't want to see Battlefront 3.
I think they were bad critically, and they got bashed at a lot with the Star Wars, but Battlefront still sold well.
I'm truly upset for this. They said they was going to have a trial inside the EA Access.
Talk about it.
And my stupid behind, I totally forget. I always forget that I have EA Access, right? Until my credit card is charged. So my credit card got charged for the year. So the boy back in again for one more year, right? So I looked at it. I was like, man, damn. I said, but you know what? Jedi Fallen Order's coming up. I'm gonna get my little 10 hours. I'm gonna blaze this game.
You're justified. Like, you know what? They got me again, but I have this game coming out next week.
I have some bad news to report. I have some bad news to report. It's still no trial for Jedi.
Yeah, that's happening.
You know they did that on purpose, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you know why? Because my behind was gonna blaze through. But this is the thing. I don't give a damn. I paid $30-something for the year. I should be able to blaze whatever the hell I want to blaze.
Kind of feel like
you've been dropping all type of these crap titles. I don't care about your wrestling, man. I don't care about your MMA. I don't care about your 2K or whatever the hell that you putting in there, your soccer or whatever the hell you putting in there. It's a game that I wanted to play.
And now they won't play this.
And then you want to hold it back. You want to say, no, chill out. I wish I can go in there and yank back my $35 from you, dude. Because you definitely are messing with my emotions.
Oh, man. I feel you, kid.
Well, right? Titanfall didn't have that.
I feel like that's kind of false advertising, man. And I bet you if you looked at the terms and service, it says subject
to protect them. Yeah, but I agree. Because like shout out to Kaibatsu, because I was gonna do the same thing with the house. I'm like, usually about a week before you get that 10-hour trial. I'm like, where we at? And I'm like, where's that?
The stupid racing is in there, man. The stupid racing is in there. How are you gonna put the stupid racing in there? And you're not gonna put the Jedi joint. And then Star Wars coming out next month. Disney just launched.
Yeah.
You giving me FOMO? I gotta go purchase, and I just gave you $35. I gave you half the money for the game.
The only hustle now is PC. If you do the Origin Access, I believe so.
The hell with that.
You could do the 15, and then
I'm not doing nothing with them. I'm not doing. You know what? Shout out to Phil for making them bend the knee to throw them up inside what was that? Ultimate Xbox. You can get that for. Shout out to him for making them put EA for free in there.
Oh man, we gonna get to it.
It's not for free.
Technically,
they gave you a gift.
Shout out to Cat Daddy.
Shout out to Cat Daddy Fat Stacks for the $2 super chat. He says, "So are you talking Jedi, Red Dead 2, or Outer Worlds Game of the Year?" Red Dead, Resident Evil 2 is definitely not Game of the Year. It was a great game, but I'm not for giving games that's remade a Game of the Year. Outer Worlds, it was a good game, but Jedi's better. My Game of the Year is still Sekiro, so
we're gonna get to y'all gonna like the poll. Anyway, moving on because we got a lot of show. But man, I wanna actually I know we're gonna hit XO. I know we're gonna hit it, but I just want we got Jaydu in the building, we already know. But I want to talk about one aspect first, and that is the whole Stadia situation. And so obviously we know Stadia's coming out the 19th, which is next week. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Lord.
Put the
hold on. I need every member to put in the bushes for Stadia. There
put
we
that
go.
Phil
We
Dominus
need that
Maximus
in there
Spencer
right
in there,
now.
sir. Put your X's in the sky.
I don't want no, Keith. We can't have those two individual things together. We need the Stadia and the bushes first, and then later we'll put the Phil Dominus. I don't want
there you go. They doing it. They doing it right now. Shout out to Victor Alstein. Respawn is on a roll. It would be perfect devs for Halo if they weren't under EA. I sure hope 343 could deliver similar gunplay with Infinite. You know what? You may be on to something. You know what I'm
There we
saying?
go.
Shout out
Now
to, oh
we stepping
wow.
up.
Shout
Now
out to
we
Brad. Oh,
stepping up.
Bush is in the chat. All the subs going crazy. Shout out to Brad, the follow super chat. Shout out to Phil for giving us Phantom Dust with the original assets and for Voodoo Vince, the bangers. Speaking of Stadia, got KO'd by xCloud. We're going to get into it right now, Brad, man. We're going to get into it, man. So look, you know, obviously, shout out to my boy, Lord Undead from lordsofgaming.net. Fantastic article right now talking about everything going on with Stadia. He's asking us if it's a glorified beta right now. Now, I know Kratos, I know you disagree. I know we're going to get to you. That's why I know you disagree. I know you're a Stadia supporter. Shout out to you and Lord Booch. But, you know, basically, you just want to go over the issues right now. Obviously, November 19th is when it drops. You know, there's been some controversy. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, some of the features, some people are saying are going to be available. Shout out to Paul Tass. He got the list of all the games that are going to... Kid, you got to stop laughing.
Some guys got that L, son. How the L feel, baby? Rub that L around your chest.
They got to rub the L in.
Rub it in like vapor rub. You got that L, baby. Hold that L, baby. Squeeze it.
So
Because it's going to be yours until next year.
Oh, my God. So November 19th, the Stadia list is as follows. We got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny, Guilt, Just Dance 2020, Kind, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Samurai Showdown, and 3 Tomb Raider games, which is interesting.
Time out. How you got Just Dance and you ain't got no motion controller? Just Dance.
You out of control.
Yo, you gonna look at it at the screen and you gonna mimic what you see. The game won't be able to tell what you. Oh yes, they do. They got the prediction. They got the predictions, so they know that you gonna dance or not.
Oh man,
I just put a little something in the chat. A little 15-day trial to Game Pass Ultimate. So somebody grab that up.
Solve out here. The Iron Break doing the Lord's work.
Y'all better grab
Y'all
that.
better grab that. Y'all okay.
Copy, paste, and throw it up to dice.
Throw it up there, man. Grab that quick. So yeah, we got that. And the main thing right now is a lot of features. You know, some of the pre-orders, people were a little concerned that they wouldn't be met. And then we have a lot of the features that they had, announced at the initially before the AMA that are now.
Lord Cognito.
Yes.
But Lord Cognito. Well, there's only one game you can play for free. Isn't this true, Lord Cognito? Lord Cognito. I just want to know, what's the name of the game that you could play for free?
What? I don't even know what game they got for free.
Destiny 2, Lord Cognito.
Well,
that's the only game. The game that they made free to play. Now you can play free on Stadia.
Well, you technically have to pay $120.
Whatever voice you're doing right now, that's
$120
for $120 for the founders
but
edition.
Lord Cognito, you got 12 games. Do they come bundled in? Do you get a chance to, as soon as you boot it up, you have to pay for those games? $59.95?
Yes, individually, you have to pay for each game.
So you don't got nothing when you get it. You just got a glorified controller, isn't it?
Yes.
Better question, Lord Cognito, does my microwave play it?
Oh my God! No, right now they have some Chromecast things that they're gonna work out.
What about my TV? What about my smart TV?
What if you have Chromecast? Does it work with the one that comes with, or do you have to wait until they give you the special one?
You got to get their specific one. They're working on a patch that is going to get the rest of them in.
This is the worst video game launch in history.
Lord King, I don't think he knows anything.
Shout out to Gamer by Chase with the $10.
He knows exactly what Phil Bogus knows.
Lord King has me rolling right now with that voice. Great show, everyone. Shout out to Merk in the chat. Now here's yes.
Shout out to Phil Dominus for sending Clone Phil over there to tear up Stadia and sink them even further. Because that man went over there.
He shadow clone jutsu. It's one of those generic.
I'm never gonna get through this topic with these two.
He shadow clone.
We actually got some super chats real quick.
Go get the super chat.
We got a $10 super chat by Gamer by Choice. Lord King has me rolling right now. Great show, everyone.
Right.
You're not on to something, but so we have a $2 super chat from None of Your Business. Woo! Shout out to yourselves. Thanks for the consistency.
Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. So here's the deal. So obviously, again, a lot of the features they say they're not going to be available if they don't have their achievement system ready. There's also
a better question: what's available at launch?
I'm going to get to it if y'all let me finish. Stream Connect, Family, the whole thing with the Buddy Pass won't be ready till two weeks after, and then obviously the iOS support, which also, in fairness, Project xCloud does not have available right now either. But Want to bring us back to the Lords. Obviously, we saw XO19. Obviously, we saw what Project xCloud's response was, which was 50 games immediately right now at launch, which definitely surpasses Stadia.
Balls.
Right. They've also talked about, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have PC support. And to Lord Kratos' surprise, supporting the DualShock PlayStation 4 controller.
Oh, no, wait. We ain't gonna roll it out like that. Time out. We ain't gonna roll that out like that. We ain't gonna roll that out like that.
Supporting the biggest ecosystem with the PlayStation 4.
I think you just broke King.
They said thank you, Phil Dominic.
No. We ain't gonna roll it out like that. Because
King, who did that for you?
This is what I'm gonna say. We're gonna roll that out nice. No. We ain't gonna. That ain't gonna slide in there like it's not. Time out. I got my controller right here. I can take it out the box now.
That's the same one you keep showing us every week.
Listen, I can take this controller out the box now, and I can use it.
About you when he did that.
That's right. You know what he thought about you? He thought about you, and he wanted to get you ingrained into the ecosystem, so you could use this controller.
He was getting me prepared, my brother.
He getting the whole PlayStation fan base here prepared.
When Game Pass actually comes to PlayStation, that's
So, listen, y'all heard it here. Okay, so y'all heard your leader. Kratos, already admit. Let's get those bending knees inside this chat. Let's get those bending knees up in there.
No, we can't do that.
Okay,
we can't do my man Kratos
in
like
there.
that.
Let's get that. Let's get those bending knees in there because let me tell you something. He knows that they're setting it up to get that Aurelius name. That Aurelius is going to show up. We already started the A. He already started the A. Once we included this into the package, they slipped it in and they
like
told
this.
y'all.
Not like this.
Y'all
like this.
just not like this though, right? Y'all controller works now with Game Pass. Your controller works right now with xCloud. So your controller is already used to the good premium. So you gonna get used to the good premium now. All right. So once you already used to playing with it, you just gonna be like, why it ain't on my system? And you gonna start demanding it. You gonna start looking for it, and it's gonna show up right there on your brand new PlayStation.
So are you saying that that Microsoft's planning a virus on Sony? It's like, here, you can use our controller. And then when they light the controller with the Game Pass, they're like, where is this at? It's on PC and Xbox. Well, I like this great value of $9.99 for Game Pass, so I'm gonna go get where it is.
Yo, listen, Attic, let me tell you something, right?
What
we know the end game. We know the end game.
Yeah, we do. We know. See, right now, we know what Microsoft is doing, but
who's doing? Let's say Microsoft.
Let's go with it. Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, sir. Let's go with that because we know he the face of the company. We don't know what's going on in a lot of other places because their heads are changing and everything's moving. But this dude is one consistent. He's He's inevitable. It will be everywhere. But you see what happened in Stadia, right? The bushes happened to them dudes. They went up against the boss. The boss smacked them down, and he threw the fake dude over there with the red clown shoes, and he messed up their whole schmo. Remember, they was going. If they would have gave you the package with all of those 12 games inside, it would have made some kind of sense, right? But then they said they're gonna launch, and none of those features that they said they was launching is there.
Am I the only one that felt like every time we heard something about Stadia, it was negative?
Yeah, it was getting worse. It was getting worse.
Was it the fake Phil? Was that him over there doing his work?
So now we got this controller that is compatible with xCloud. If that is not monumental, that is monumental because that is letting you know is inclusion, right? Is whatever controller you have, we want to make sure that you're comfortable in your space of gaming. And that is any PlayStation dude that can get a chance to use their controller in xCloud, you're going to feel comfortable with the games you're playing. That means that all that vibrating controller stuff that Jay was talking about with the PlayStation 5, you'll be able to do that in xCloud. All those special perks. We want y'all in with us, man. All right. So Lord Phil has definitely stepped down off the mountain and he bestowed the power inside your PlayStation controller. So y'all gonna be playing with us.
Okay, before I let Kratos respond to that, let me get the super chat. Shout out to Pixel or Bit G with the $2 super chat. xCloud just killed off Stadia with a battle. Okay, shout out to
Let King read the Jonathan.
Oh yeah, Jonathan B. You got to get that one for Jonathan.
Where's
B.
Jonathan B? Yeah, I'm going down.
It's in color, so you can see it.
No, I'm rolling down because I'm looking at all the super chat.
Those glasses is the color glasses.
Yeah, hold on. Here we go. Did King? Hold on. It's moving.
Yep.
It's moving. I mean, let me get down to this. The King just pull out the very first dual shock ever marketed. I'm behind off. Xbox got Bizarro fill out here. EXO, no competition on God and them.
On God and them. So look, man.
This is true. This is true.
So look, I want to bring it back because I know we're going to get into that whole Phil thing, but I want to focus on Stadia right now. Mm-hmm. So again, with that announcement, then with all stuff that xCloud announced at XO,
right,
is, and this is going to start with Kratos, do you feel that xCloud has made Stadia DOA? Let's start with you, Lord Kratos.
I do listen. I think xCloud.
There's only one correct answer. I'm just saying.
Let the man talk, please.
I think xCloud is eventually going to be there for Xbox going forward.
Yes.
That it's a great viable option for anything. You know, options is always good. I'll never take that off the table. Will it make Stadia DOA? I say no. And I know Stadia is, you know, they market this thing all wrong, but they're playing the long game. These guys are not coming in trying to tell you to not, you know, they're not trying to kick you off your platform. They're coming in and the number one thing that we talk about Microsoft is they have godly money, and there's another company out there that has godly money, and that's Google.
Yes.
So you can never count out a person that has godly money because Google is probably willing to spend even more. Oh yeah, more so, definitely. You know, even more so money. Yeah, dedicated to gaming than Microsoft. So while a lot of the features that they advertised and promised won't be there for the founders, which is the soft launch, they're saying when they roll it out to everybody else, which is in supposedly January. Yes. These features are going to be updated weekly. Games are going to be added weekly. And again, this is them saying that, not me. This is them. Right. Is this ideal for them to come out with all this stuff? No. Right. But you know, here's the thing: the PlayStation and Xbox didn't come with any of the features that it has now back in 2013 when we launched it. Right. And so I look at this as a brand new platform, and I am willing, me personally, I'm willing to give them some time, whether it's 6 months or a year, to see what they can do and see if they come through with what they need to come through with to make this more marketable to me. Right. Until then, xCloud is it. PS Now is it for those who are already in their ecosystems. I think that's where it's just going to stay.
No doubt. Let me ask you this question before I pass to the rest of the Lords. In reference to, you know, the thought process, there's two things going on right now, at least that I'm hearing. One, that people feel that it's almost like they're, like you said, testing the waters. Like this is almost like a beta in some respect, right? In the sense that, you know, not all the features are available just yet. They're getting everybody in the ecosystem. But the question I had is, and we was actually supposed to talk about this on BRAP, but we got off topic, which was about what the devs are saying. And there's this developer, I believe, for some puzzle game that did
one developer, yeah,
it's again one developer. You know what I'm saying? We did talk about it. But, you know, their main thing was they were like, yo, they're concerned if Stadia was going to be around. And then they kind of mentioned that they do feel like they may be treating it like a soft launch. And the whole thing about, you know, the fact that Google sometimes has a history with products that don't succeed out the gate to kind of abandon them. So are you concerned in any way long term with them if they get out the gate kind of rocky?
No. And I'm going to tell you that because, I mean, on the PlayStation side, we have PS Vita. For a lot of people who cared about that, Sony, you know, supported that for X amount of years, and then they stopped developing. They stopped putting their developers on there. So I can't admonish Google for doing the same thing when all companies have done that. Right?
Hold on, what Brap is coming at you, bro? He said J-Dub is forced to say this as an owner of Stadia's founded edition.
That is true. I am a day one founder. Therefore,
so are you saying they send you like a list of things that you have to say? No, a list of things you can't say? Are we saying you've been bought?
No, I'm just willing to
Okay, just
give
making
that time
sure.
because listen,
Good.
I've given Sony a ton of years. I've given Microsoft a ton of years. I mean, you guys see how many Xboxes I bought.
Microsoft needs
And what
more
I
years for
continue
you,
to buy
Jaydu.
and controllers and everything else. So I've supported all of these companies, and Google, right? To me, will it change the game day one? No, it won't. But the future and the groundwork is there. I remember back in the day when Sony bought who was it?
Gaikai.
Yes.
Gaikai, right? That was like, oh man, this is a big deal. But guess what? That didn't reap the rewards until recently. You know how many years that took? Go back to Xbox Live, the original
Yes.
OG Xbox, when Microsoft did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't reap the rewards until the following generation, and
I
that
feel
became the standard barrier for the industry.
I feel that.
And so, who knows where this Google Stadia, right? This may be the foundation to where it needs to be. Maybe Microsoft and maybe Sony are not the companies that can get it over the barrier. I mean, we've had PS Now doing this exact same thing, remote play, doing the exact same thing since 2013, 2014. And that hasn't really pushed the barrier. You need more people
But I
involved
do
to do
think
that.
they're.
Shout out to Phil Dominus.
That's right.
There we go.
There we
That's
go.
what I'm
That's not-
talking about.
No, that's not his full name.
Oh my God.
Dominus Maximus Spencer, sir.
Philip Dominus. Okay, my man Phil Spencer.
There we go. I mean,
All right,
listen,
there
I
you
understand right now it's kind of hard to roll off the tongue pause, but I understand and listen, this I want you guys to know this. Y'all let it slip by. This man has everything. He is not broke. Okay, and this y'all sit there and y'all fight over broke versus rich. That's the fight. There's no PlayStation versus Xbox. This man just told you he brought the Founders Edition of Stadia.
Yo, what the
All right, so y'all gotta get out of your feelings right now, man. Like, get out of your feelings. I didn't buy the Stadia edition thing. I stopped that. I had it. I purchased it. Then I canceled my order because something in my gut told me this was not going right. When that dude came out with those red slippers,
Why
I
the red
said, nah,
shoes is the
Why
issue?
the rest of
you know what it is? It's because I'm a visual dude.
Yeah.
And when you throw those red bogus slippers out, and I look, it was just like clown shoes to me. Something said clown to me, and I was like, I'm not gonna get this clown my money. So I took my money back, right? And I say this. It was well warranted because I see all the missteps that's going on, and Kratos is right. A lot of these features that we have on this PlayStation 4, on this Xbox, we didn't have in the beginning. We were fighting for a lot of these features. The same thing with Switch. We don't have a lot of features that we want in the beginning because they have to work those in. Because remember, they scrapped a lot of their user interface to start off anew, right? And I see what he's talking about. These guys is walking in a space where Sony and Microsoft is supposed to dance on their heads. Right? They're supposed to box these guys out right now. Kill a beast while he's wounded. A friend of mine tells me that all the time. Kill a beast while he's wounded. And right now, he's wounded. He's weak. He's wounded. Discourage them very early out the gate. And shout out to Lord Phil for doing that. You know, he made it very obvious that 50 games is inside xCloud. To put them on that DOA, put them on that slab, zip them up, put the toe tag on and get them out of there, because if they happen to get a headpiece of steam, Kratos knows, like I know, like he said, they got that big bread. Big bread can be a game changer at any point in time.
That is true.
Yeah, and it's YouTube. YouTube is so much far reach. We think of it. We're gamers, so we're in the Xbox ecosystem. We're in the PlayStation ecosystem. YouTube is so much more far reaching than that, and far reaching than gaming. That the applications are kind of mind boggling. The thing about Stadia for me that just feels tone deaf is that I think their DOA, if they do not switch over to a subscription service, I'm sorry, you're telling me that you're asking me to pay full price for a game that I can purchase and play locally on another platform. You want me to pay full price and have faith in that this service is going to be here 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. It sounds super tone deaf.
Sovereign. It's so tone deaf, and exactly what you're saying is every game on that list, except for that Glyph game, is old.
It's old, and that's the thing. They haven't announced pricing on those. What if they decide, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, we're going to charge you $59.99?
And apparently they're hiding the 4K aspect of their service behind a paywall.
You can't do that right now.
Yeah, they ain't doing that. I mean, listen, these are some valid points. I mean, look,
It's
go ahead, Jedi.
okay. Keep in mind, right? I got to be fair here.
Mm-hmm.
They came out the gate and said they don't want to be a Netflix style service. They are not trying to be
Crazy.
xCloud. They're not trying to be the Game Pass of gaming. That's not them. That's not the model that they have.
Right.
They're looking forward. They're looking forward to a totally different service. A totally different service, meaning you don't have to go out and spend $500 and $600 on a console.
Right. That was their marketing, replacing the console.
And spend your money on the games and play them any and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play 1080p for free, or if you want the 4K HDR, surround sound, as well as the free games that comes every month or whatever, then that's their selling point for that $9 a month.
Right.
But technically the service is free.
But the issue I have with that is, okay, so at that point you're sort of they're devaluing the need for a console, right?
Yeah.
Xbox is doing the same thing. They're telling you they're going to give you a super powerful console, but they're saying you can do this too.
That's why I find nothing wrong with this, right? Competition breeds rewards for us.
Facts.
Phil has a philosophy that he's going by, in a direction he's going by. Google has the one that they're going to go by. Sony has the one that they're going to go by, and Nintendo has the one that they'll go. Let the best man win.
Right.
I don't find this threatening.
No,
my game.
I agree. Yep.
I agree with that totally. But the thing is, when the competition is front and center in front of you, you see what they're doing. You compare what you're doing to them.
Right.
But there are obvious differences in value.
Listen, obviously, both Phil Spencer and obviously both Sony and Microsoft see this as a potential competition because they ended up linking up,
right?
Saying, "Look, we got to do something." Google, they got deep pockets.
Correct.
We run this gaming industry right now, but man, we can't let these guys come and disrupt.
And not to cut you, Jaydu, also there's a strong rumor that in reference to why both Sony and Microsoft have been making these studio acquisitions to prevent them from falling in the hands of a station. Continue.
Even the head of Sony, even he said, this next generation is all about the studio. It's all about who can buy the studios. It's all about acquisitions. And that's why you see Phil, and that's why you see Sony and those guys buying up Insomniac and the rest of these guys. They're buying as much as they possibly can, because when Google come in and start dropping millions, not hundreds of thousands, but millions on trying to acquire these, or and see, here's the big thing, right? I think in the short term, Google is going to go for those marketing deals, kind of how the Epic Store did when they came in and shook up the PC industry when everybody was pro Steam. Now they come in and grab that content exclusively on my platform for a year, for 6 months or whatever. And again, Google hasn't shown their whole hands. And again, this founder is only for the first set of people who really want their hands on this stuff. But see what's going on, and then early next year, they'll roll it out to everybody else, and so on. So
I heard some of the people that pre-ordered very early, the day of, aren't even receiving their.
So Kratos, have you gotten yours yet?
Information. I just got mine. Mine is coming. It'll be at my house on the 21st.
He's not only a spokesman; he's also a client. I'm just.
I mean, hey, listen.
No BS. I literally this morning got an email that says exactly when it's shipped, when it's going to be in.
See, I'm glad that you get a chance to touch and talk. Like a lot of dudes talk from a position of not touching, not owning, and assuming. Right. And in this day and age, you're able and you're afforded the luxury. Because this is a luxury. Gaming is a luxury, guys. All right, it's not a rite of passage. You don't purchase a game console and become a genie. This is a luxury, because this is disposable income that we're using to further our hobby. It's a hobby, and to touch and to explain, you can touch everything. Somebody put on Twitter this week that just to have everything, you're greedy and you're unsure in your choices. No. You're not unsure on your choices. You have a more disposable income than the next guy. So you're able to purchase, and you just don't want to be without certain games. I'm not going to get Luigi on Xbox. So for him to let you know and a peek into his world that he's going to be playing Stadia, and he's taking the lumps for you, because us early opters, when we purchase this stuff, we're taking the hits. We're getting the short change of the stick. You know, when y'all guys come on later on and y'all get these Stadias, let's say I pick up Stadia in February, it's going to be a totally different Stadia than was in launch in November. And, you know, I can talk to Kratos, oh, what changed over a period of time since you had it? And we can talk from a position of ownership.
Absolutely.
So you guys have to get out of your feelings, save those pennies, and move up to purchase more stuff, so you can tell people from a different aspect on Twitter, not a position of hate, but a position of ownership, and explain why you don't like something.
Yeah, I mean, Ken calls me a collector. Ken calls me, and it's true. At this point in my life, I have a lot more disposable income than I have time to play. But the thing is, like, I don't want to be left out the conversation. I want to, even if it's an hour worth of gameplay, I could give it right before the podcast. I think that has value.
And listen, we are content creators and influencers in the gaming industry, whether we like it or not. No matter how big, no matter how small, your word on a game has weight behind it, because another person hasn't been exposed to that game will come and say, hey, what do you think about this? I mean, whatever you tell him, that tends to influence a person's opinion. So you have to think about that. So I'm gonna triple down on what King said. Guys, a lot of this stuff is for entertainment and jokes. It's the fun. It's the fun. It's all fun, right? There's no hatred behind it. It's all love. So please do not take any of that stuff as any of that. We're doing this stuff, right? And we are day one adopters of stuff. Think about all the stuff we bought back in the day. The Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Remember that?
The you know, just on and on and on and on. You know, even last generation with the whole PlayStation Move stuff, the Connect. All of this stuff was leading up to where we're going to be within the next 5 to 10 years.
Let me jump in, man. This is good discussion. I love what everybody's doing here. Here's the deal where I'm at, and y'all know I'm kind of. What's funny is I was kind of started off with where Jaydu was at, in the sense of, obviously as a techie, I love new technology and where the industry may be going, and we all got the sense that streaming was coming, right? We called Google the White Walkers, right? We called it, right, King? Because like everybody's got a band up in the Castle of Winterfell. They're coming, you know what I'm saying? The Night King's coming. So when this thing started announced, I'm like, all right, let me see where they at. And at the end of the day, I already knew it's gonna force Sony and Microsoft to step up their services and the way they offer things, right? And I think that's the good thing about what Stadia's assistance is. You know what I'm saying? Because now, in my opinion, based on what happened with XO, with the Project xCloud, we're going to get to the rest of XO, but just with Project xCloud, to me, I felt Microsoft really dropped a blow on them. And in the sense that, okay, first of all, we know the 12 titles that's coming, right? For Stadia, and that's fine, you know, so that's cool. But for them to say, okay, right now, we got 50 titles for you to go touch, to go do on Project Streaming. Now, granted, not everyone has access. It is an invite-only thing. But the fact that they opened it up to more regions, it's going over to Canada, it's going over to India, you know what I'm saying? Like, regions that, for the most part, were always concerned, like, hey, are we going to get access to that stuff? That's a huge deal. But to me, where they really knocked it out the park, and Attic was there, we did a lot, was the EA acquisition. The EA acquisition was huge on two fronts. One, because now I'm allowed to speak about it. I mean, I'm on NDA, but EA was doing their own thing. They were, and I got a chance to touch. So the fact that they are now on stage with Microsoft is a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? It's either one or two things. Either they're stepping away from their thing, or they're saying, hey, we're not ready to really go all out, and Microsoft's in better position, so let's not move away from this bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense. So like, dude, Madden, we already talked about it. Madden is won MPD like 2 months in a row. Like, regardless of how we feel about Madden, the casuals, the fifers, and then you got Apex Level, like, that's a huge partnership for xCloud. You know what I mean? So we got that. And then to me, the other death blow was, to me, and I had this conversation with Kabatsu. To me, Stadia's advantage was the fact that, look, not everybody gonna want to attach their phone to this. Let's be real, right? We, the hardcore, may not do it. The kids may do it, but not everybody. Some people like Brap, they be like, yo, I don't want that small screen. So when they made the announcement like, yo, this is coming to Windows 10 PCs and other devices, huge, because that's the lane Stadia plays in. Because for the most part, it's their mobile is only locked to a specific phone. You can't just use any other Android device. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So you got, again, you got that. Then they're saying Game Pass is now included with the service. So you make Game Pass now sexy, right? Because now just by having Game Pass, boom, you can stream your xCloud games to them. That's a huge deal, y'all. And there's games that are still not in Game Pass that xCloud has already. Besides the Maddens, they had Tekken 7, all this other stuff. It's a huge deal, man. I know it's early. I'm never going to discount something automatically. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we got to see how the Google thing plays out. But, yo, Phil was talking strong on them, man.
I like the interview that he did after the fact. I mean, this was the first one, and he had to clear it up for you guys, just in case you didn't know that he was stomping in the yard right now. This is not political, Phil, that he's on the stage and he's working out background checks with Sony, making sure everything check out right and giving them some cloud service so we can get this moving. And what a good king does, is he makes sure that the squad is right. You know, if your team is right, because right or wrong, Sony is on the squad too. Nintendo's on the squad too. He knows who he needs to go forward to stop these dudes. You do not want, I hear everybody talk about Game Pass is bad. You do not want Stadia or what's the next dude? Amazon's and these dudes getting a hold of our gaming hobby. You do not want that to turn into all these little pop games and all this little stuff, that little like gem games that we play. You don't want that to happen our genre. And they're trying to control and keep the integrity of our gaming alive. So if y'all gonna sit there and not support, he told you they're dead. We got 50 games in the mix right now. And we're going to jump on these screens. We're going to go where they play at. We're going to go to their yards and we're going to beat them back. Right. So they got that dragon glass and they about to finish them off.
Yo, and let's not forget, I mean, we just talk about xCloud versus Stadia. They still have console streaming, right? So for the people who are not in areas that have the strongest, Azure connection or whatever they may be, they can go to their local console and stream games that, if let's say for some reason you have a game that isn't in Game Pass or isn't part of the xCloud thing, you can still stream whatever's on your system. That's a huge deal, man. And I just remember, guys, Sav, I hear you.
And that's where it is. I think that the key word in all of this is choice versus lack of choice.
Yes.
Stadia doesn't give you a choice. Stadia is very sort of direct and, I would dare to say, kind of stagnant in the amount of choice that it gives you. And whereas xCloud just especially with this announcement has said, it's all about, it's literally all about choice. You engage with this however you feel works for you. We're going to give you a bunch of different avenues and you figure it out. Stadia is not that.
Right. I think, also other analogy I wanted to give to Kratos was that it also kind of reminds me, not, cause, again, no disrespect to Stadia and disrespect, like this could be the route, right? That could be the way. But you know how sometimes just how like Microsoft misstep with the digital only future? We all know it eventually is going there, but sometimes when you're too aggressive in the rip, you turn people off. And I'm just worried that because they're so aggressive, console only, you don't need, what I'm saying, and then you have to buy the separate thing, that could end up being a factor that the other two may end up surpassing them. But that's what I had to say on it. But go ahead, Sav, I hear you, Trevor.
Yeah, it's definitely it could definitely be a case of an idea that's out before its time.
Right.
Definitely.
Let me tell you guys my intentions for Google Stadia.
Talk to me.
It was not for me to be playing on my cell phone. I don't listen. I'm not. You
don't want to do that. Yeah, we ain't got no eyes for that.
man. Listen, Nintendo Switch is pushing it, right? It's pushing it for me. It's okay, but it's pushing it for me. So that was not, and that's not my main. xCloud is great. It's not for me because I don't want to play
Right.
on a small screen.
But what
I'm
about
taking myself out that. I'm taking myself out that equation, right?
I feel you, but what about the Windows 10 announcement though? They said they putting it on the PC.
Hey, even better,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Even better, even better. But I already have Game Pass Ultimate for my PC, right?
I feel you.
So that's already there.
Okay.
The Google Origins Premiere, I mean the EA Origins Premiere, got that already.
No doubt.
So I dibble and dabble in various services, see how they are, what type of games that they give me, and that's how I kind of roll from that. Now, here's the thing with the Google Stadia.
Let's go.
All right. I think a lot of people are focusing more on the consoles aspect of what competing, but what does Stadia do for you? You know, as a PC gamer, you know, listen, man, I have a nice rig, 228 Ti.
Talk that talk.
Right? But this is my thing with PC gaming. My boys say boot up, let's jump on some COD, let's jump on this. I gotta update my drivers. I'm working, all of this stuff that it makes me question, why am I spending these thousands of dollars on it? And it's not viable. This is why consoles have always outdone PCs, and probably will always. The ease of use, and it just. So guess what? Now you're telling me day one I will have 10.7 T-flops to work with.
I feel you.
No loading.
I feel you.
Instant gaming.
I feel
I can pause it and come back and finish up where I finished off at. Those benefits and those aspects, 4K HDR, you know,
very attractive to you. I see that.
There is more attractive to me. That's why this stuff is on my PC. So I mean, it's on my TV.
No doubt.
So when I travel from hotel to hotel, pop my little Google stick. I'm gaming instantly, no loading, no nothing. That's the eye candy for me, right? Everything else could all just be a plus. I may or may not try it or use it. Yeah. But I just want to explain the appeal.
Why you did.
No. Hey, you nailed it. I mean, for your situation, and there's people like you. Don't get me wrong. Like, and again, shout out to Kabatu. He's in a similar situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there are people who are not going to want to do that, you know, whole PC setup and the drivers and all that. And it's literally, you don't have to download it. It's ready to go. All that sexy. I guess you're completely right. I just want to look at it from, sometimes I think as the hardcore, sometimes we worried about ourselves, which we should. We should only worry about ourselves. But I'm thinking about for the masses, like, you know, Lil Joey or whoever that's playing Fortnite, whatever, like, I'm just trying to figure out, besides the hardcore like that, or like yourself, who's the target audience, right? To try, because they need to win, right? There's not a lot of you running around. Everybody not balling like the Kratos, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to know if this message is gonna be able to resonate with Lil Joey, who may have a console or whatever, or someone who has an Xbox, and say, hey, why am I gonna pay for another copy of Destiny or another copy of this when I got it on xCloud and I got Game Pass and I could just literally throw this on? Or I have PlayStation Now and I got they got a lot of their exclusives and their games on it. That's my thing.
I'll tell you why, right?
Talk to me.
This could be focused in various ways. The disgruntled PC guys that are tired of spending thousands to get
addict,
or the gamers that want to get into gaming without, you know, the man who wants to buy the Scarlet eventually, but doesn't want to spend $500-600 on that and don't have it. Maybe a guy that plays games every now and then. Guess what? Eventually that Chrome stick is going away. Eventually there's an app inside of our TVs automatically with an update that allows you to do that. All you would need is a controller. So again, day one, no, it's a hard sell for a lot of people day one. But day 365, it could be very much viable. We most definitely will be having a totally different conversation. Day 365.
What I've noticed is strategically, I've always told you that I like the way that Phil thinks, and he has boxed these dudes into a weird type of corner, right? Because I just listened to Jay Dub say that, you know, financially, right? Well, financially, there's a program that you can get an X right now with Game Pass Ultimate for 2 years and pay as little as $30 a month, the same way that you use your phone service. Now, the fact that xCloud is rolled into the Game Pass ecosystem, when it is rolled out to the masses and everybody is accepted into this ecosystem with the game xCloud, and they're starting to put it on various screens. See, my biggest wish is when I go to E3, I don't got to pack up my Xbox with me. Last year, we purchased a giant controller with over 3,000 games, and we were playing it in our compound.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, the hope is when we go out to E3, we just take our controllers with us.
Mm.
And we are just booting up and playing right there. I don't have to worry about. I can be doing my raids at night. If we're not at a party, we do our videos, and the team is there, and we're all doing a raid together in the same room on the same screens. You know, that's my dream of where xCloud can go. And I see Phil allowing those individuals that don't have the purchasing power of a Kratos to get in at the low price, because it's just $1 a day basically, and you work your way up. And when that's the Scarlet does come out, you send that system back and you get a Scarlet, and you're still in the ecosystem, and you're still going
the Xbox All Access program.
Right.
It's a genius move, without a doubt. I agree with you, man. Microsoft have put themselves in a certain position for their base and for like-minded people who are willing to have all the games, the great values that come with it, and the hardware. Without a doubt, they have thought this stuff through, and I would never knock them for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Real quick, I just gotta pay the bills real quick. Shout out to Brat with the $5 super chat. No way, Jada. PC Master Race all day. The best things in life do not come easy. And then shout out to Cat Daddy Fast Next and $2 super chat. King, you know these dudes got bad credit. Yeah, out of control right now. Yeah, out of control. Out of control, man. But look,
I used to, Quentin. I used to say. Listen, man, I had a very ignorant mind when it comes to stuff like that. I used to say, man, anybody can afford. I mean, get your Xbox One. It's only $199.
Yeah.
Like, you can find that in your sofa. But again, I had a very ignorant mind. That is not the case, and especially a lot of different countries and a lot of different territories around. And again, if Phil makes that much easier, imagine next year when the Xbox One S and the PS4 drops down to 149, 120, maybe. That is where the bulk of the sales from this generation is probably going to come up. Trust me. Over in Brazil, South America, and stuff like that, man, they just watch those sales numbers go up.
While we're on the 5s and whatever the Xbox is, they're gonna be buying them 4s and them X's.
No doubt. So look,
the PS2 was the same reason, the same way. That sucker didn't really kick off in price until it came down to about $99, and then it extended a whole another 20, 25, 30 million.
No doubt. Look, we got to move on, but I just wanted to get that out with the whole xCloud Stadia thing. It's going to be interesting, man. Xbox definitely dropped some bombs, but we got to talk about the rest of the show. There's a lot of controversy.
Man, finally, man.
Yeah, I wonder where you went, Solid.
I leveled up my Pokemon like 5 or 6 levels in that xCloud.
That's how I felt on your Pokemon talk.
But anyway, like it went so long. I propped up my chair,
oh my Lord,
sat back, and I was just like, when this is over, I'll have input.
But look, we've got a big topic right now. XO19 dropped this week. You know, Twitter was very interesting, very polarizing, very feeling about their reactions to the show. Shout out to Lord Addict, myself, Kid Smooth, Death Singer. We did a live reactions. You know what I'm saying? And what you say, King?
I said, get them knees out.
He's putting bend the knee in the chat. But yeah, so we're gonna go start this off with the Lords, man. I mean, obviously, there was a lot shown, a lot discussed. So I want to bring this to the round table. I want to actually solve. I know you didn't get to see everything, but I want to actually start with you first. Just initially off the announcements. Anything that moved you, anything that didn't, kind of thing. What was your vibes? And then we'll move into Kratos and everyone else.
I'm everyone else.
You're everyone else. Solves in the bushes?
Oh, yeah, he in the bushes.
Next. All right, so let's get Addict. Addict's woken up.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay, added up. Okay. Solves in the Okay. So let's get to it, Sal.
Obviously, we were just talking about the xCloud stuff. That was huge to me. That was the biggest thing to really come out of this. Is that the boot to the Stadia neck. That was just, and the fact that they're expanding it now quickly. So they still didn't really specifically give a time when it's actually launching proper, and I think that's going to be closer to when when the actual next console launches, where they're going to have this really set in stone what they're going to do with this. But the fact that they're letting more and more people in shows the confidence they have in it, and obviously once you give people more content, people are going to be really gung-ho to try it. So that was big. Everything else, I know people had issues with Obsidian's announcement, Grounded, and obviously Everwild from Rare. With Obsidian,
We don't mention Grounded in this chat.
We're gonna get to that.
I say this: I have issues with all of these side projects looking very cartoony.
Let's talk about it. Let's get to it.
Because it just gives it, and again, it could be fantastic, but it does give it this air of it's not the quality of our other stuff. Fair enough. Why would I think that way, right? It's just when you're looking at a user base that's comprised of adults, oftentimes looking at you look at a game like this from a studio that just released an RPG that is kind of beloved by everyone and is in their lane, to do something different. I'm like, cool, it's something different. It looks like it's not for me. It looks like it's for my nephew. So that whatever, we'll see. I'm not a big fan of survival games. The whole Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sort of theme feels like it could be cool, but we'll see. Obviously,
So put the bushes. He in the bushes. Let's get Sovereign Legs in the bushes. Let's do it.
Yo, shout out to Lord of Empires Death Singer. He said XO19 was 8.5 out of 10. Age of Empires 4 greater than Last of Us 2. Come on, Death Singer.
Oh, Jesus, Death.
Come on, bro.
We out of control with that.
I love you, man, but you're injecting.
You know what,
Kool-Aid,
Death?
like,
You're
straight
onto
to the
something.
vein.
I won't do that slander, Death. You're on to something. Keep that energy, man.
Continue, so.
So then, so that, whatever. Everwild, I mean, if you look at Rare's pedigree, Rare making a game that looks like this is not surprising to me, and it fits with their pedigree. It has a painterly sort of Breath of the Wild type look. We don't know what the game is exactly.
I'm glad you said that, sir.
Oh,
I'm glad you said
we don't know.
Breath of the Wild, sir.
You think they're going for that neck? You think they're going for that?
I say this. I said it looked more gorgeous than Breath of the Wild. Let's keep it a buck, though.
Oh, yeah.
Go all the way in.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild came out like what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, well, whatever. That was Game of the Year sometime, and you know what? Y'all wanted these games to come out, so old boy went
so
in.
was The Walking
You
Dead.
know what? The best compliment that you can give somebody is to copy them. So we're gonna copy them and we're gonna do it better. That I like the birds flying. I like the stuff looking good, and it definitely gave me that breath. I said, yeah, you know what? I think you on to something
That
right
trailer
there.
didn't do anything to me.
There it is. It didn't do anything for you, but my son was sitting there. My son said, "Oh, Daddy."
So did it do nothing for you? It's just your son? Like, what's going on here?
You know what it is? It sounds like Christmas, and little kids want these toys. So filter out little girls and boys. Let them
Again,
toys.
and all of this is all Game Pass day one, right? This is all Game Pass day one.
Yo, you want to get some Killer Dilla stuff? Go get Play Rage 2 right now. It's in Game Pass. Go get that.
So we gotta let's pay the bill real quick. Got a $5 super chat from Lord Death Singer. We waited 15 years for a new Age of Empires, and Phil Dominance gave me exactly what I wanted. Jim Ryan better start making RTS games. You know what? You're on to something.
I don't know if you want is Age of Empires for Xbox or for PC?
It's for
PC.
No, they own it. It's an Xbox game.
I just want to know where did it get announced? So I was just curious.
No, but remember it has the whatchamacallit. They have the mouse and keyboard.
Oh, it's on PC.
Yeah,
No, it's on PC. It's not on Xbox.
It's on Xbox. So he ain't letting us play anywhere like I thought he's gonna.
Oh, but no, it'll come over.
No, that only applies to the PC port.
Okay. Oh, so I can't say Phil did that for me because he did that for them.
Phil did do that for you because last time I checked, you played Destiny on your PC. Don't slide away from that right there.
That's right. I'm waiting for Phil to do that for me.
For the X, you wanted
I'm
on
waiting
the
for him
X?
to do
Hold
the
on,
60
hold on.
frames. When he do the 60
All right,
frames
hold
for
on,
me,
hold on.
then I'm gonna be over it.
Nah, that's 120 frames on the PC. We ain't gonna do no
We
regular
can't say
60.
Phil did Age of Empires for us. That's all I'm saying. We gotta be accurate.
Well,
we gotta be accurate.
Listen, he gonna get me the game on my PC now. He gonna get me over. He gonna get me to boot this great
But
system.
he
up,
said
not
no
my
barriers.
right
he
there.
want us to be together, and right now we ain't together. He
Well,
said
I
to be over
mean,
there.
I understand. I don't think you want Age of Empires anyway. I just think
Why?
you out here
But
frauding.
what
You
if-
out here- you out here
King,
capping.
what happens? King, what happens if me and Lord Cognito want to play? Both want to play this game, and
Why you
obviously I'm
capping
on the
too?
Xbox
I
and
just
he's
don't
over there
like-
on the PC.
I just don't
So,
like
so
the
how
war.
can we come together to play if we are two different players?
You don't
That's what I'm
wanna
saying,
play
Adam.
it. Right now, you just a talking head, and you just want them to talk about. You don't want to play it. Just like Lord Cognito.
Okay, hold on.
in
Well,
your
Lord
Pokemon.
Cognito, Lord Cognito, did I not just review Ancestors Legacy like a
Yes,
month
he
ago?
did. Yes, he did. Yes, he
So
did.
don't come at me with
Listen,
false
okay,
accusations.
you reviewed it. You didn't go seek it to play it, not talk about it. You reviewed it. Don't let me add the
And I put
you.
35
Okay.
hours in the game.
But listen, here you go. Everybody get those fraud alerts out for Attic. He hardcore fraud. We got a lot of frauds on this panel, and I want y'all to hit this. Listen. For all the 100 and some odd people that's in here, you see that join button? Join us. You see the chat?
Yes,
You
sir.
too can put these stuff up in here, and you can throw these frauds in the bush.
Listen, yo.
Frauds in the bush.
Well, let me
and
give you
make them
access.
bend the
Like,
knees.
I mean, you
I
can tell
can't
them.
have. Yeah.
You can tell them to use the fraud alert all the way. I have like 8 days in Halo Wars. I have like 5 days in Halo Wars.
Oh, you know
2.
what? You, sir, are not a fraud when it comes to real-time strategy games. You, sir, but your man's don't.
Oh, I'll play the XCloud. I'll play the XCloud. We ain't gonna do that.
That's
We
not
ain't
the
gonna
same
do that.
team. That's not
We
the
ain't
same
gonna do
team.
it. Well, hey,
But
it's part of the
you got
genre.
over here. So let me get this straight. You those fraud alerts are for Cognito, right? Lord Cognito. They're not
Ain't
for
no
me.
fraud for
Okay.
me. Phil Dominant said
we gotta
that he
throw
want us to
fraud.
play together, and right now he did that for them. He didn't do
but
that for
also
me.
Concrete Genie is out there. You don't see me buying that, and I like that too. But stop with the fraud, man. I'm not gonna
I'm
sit here and
just
allow you
saying,
to
I can't bend the
in
knee
real
to someone who ain't do
You out
something
here
for me.
60 frame frauding. You out here real time frauding. You're gonna have to stop with the HDR frauding. You're doing it right now, man. Cut it out.
Let's move on, Saul. So I have a lot to talk about with the rest of the show.
Real quick, the $5 super chat. Shout out to Gamer. Everwild looked good. Age of Empires 4 looked fantastic. Wasteland 3 looked great. Tell me why will be a great story. And Flight Sim is the best graphics this gen.
That is a fact.
Tell me
a
why
fact.
Pokemon got a better story than Sea Thieves.
And this is my worry with Everwild, right?
Let's go.
If it's a game like Sea of Thieves, I'm gonna be tight. I just want
I think it's a good choice, man. I think it's a good thing it could happen.
I just want to open and I want an experience that is an RPG like, or whatever the case may be, action game, whatever the case may be. I don't want all of these other
All right, so
social aspects to the game. Just give me a game.
we got a $5 super chat from
on the beach. You don't want to on the beach.
we got a $5 super chat from Brap. Everwild could be a games as a service. I assume that's what he means. Co-op. My opinion, I do not want another games as a service from Red.
Thank you.
Microsoft hasn't used Rare since the 360. Microsoft really didn't use Rare in the 360.
No, they did. Y'all had your
They made.
Y'all had your little move too.
Give me cameo too. I want a cameo.
At the end of the day, let's be real here. A lot of the IPs that Rare used, they wouldn't sell in this genre.
Nope.
They wouldn't. Like, put a Banjo-Kazooie out. Let's see how well it really does.
Well,
you're gonna have a bunch of people.
ukulele.
You're gonna have like the hardcore pickup Banjo-Kazooie, and it's not gonna sell.
Thing is, if you were to come back with Banjo, that
I
game
would
has
love
to
a
be.
Banjo.
It has
I
to be
love
of the
Banjo.
quality of a Mario game. It has to be of the quality of a Mario game.
I don't mind Rare doing what Rare's doing. I mind what Obsidian's doing because it's whack.
Well, you talking about that Jason and the Giant Peach game?
You talk about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids grounded.
Rare,
Okay, so Jason and the Giant Peach game, that game looked good. My son looked good.
What Rare is doing
look good.
makes sense because that's what Rare likes to do.
Right.
We need to get out of this narrative that Microsoft's forcing Rare to make games as a service.
But let's remember this. Let's remember this too. Like this game, this Grounded. It's a small sideshow team.
I don't care. The A,
Before
B,
they
C,
got announced.
T, D, F, G teams doing it, man. Like, you can't expect me as an Obsidian fan, an RPG fan, to go from something like
I
Outer
agree.
Worlds
Preach.
1 week
Preach.
to a survival game the next.
Preach.
And
Wait till I go. Wait till I go. Oh,
I
wait
feel the
till I
same.
go.
But I feel the same. What if
Don't
it's hot?
play it.
What if it's hot?
That's true
And
too.
don't play it. It's in Game Pass, date and date. You got choice, sir.
Yeah, but all right, but hold on, King. I gotta come at you now, because King, I gotta call for him. So here's the thing. So just because it's Game Pass, we don't have to worry about no quality.
That's right.
About it's no quality control. It's
Nope.
just because it's a Game Pass.
Wait.
Don't
You
lose.
mean to tell
Like
me-
this is no.
Just
Come on now. That's what we doing.
Just because you're not interested in a game that's not quality.
No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that to Addict's point.
it's
in
not
reference
even
to-
about
in
a
reference-
quality. They literally switch genres.
And
Like their
no,
fans
no,
are in a
that- but
completely
but
different genre.
that's fine too, though. I'm not even mad at that. All I'm saying is we got to understand, coming off of Outer Worlds, that we all feel was
Amazing.
like right.
So, yeah.
So and again, no, this game could be fire. In your defense, this game could be fire. But you got to understand, you can't get
You
mad
need to
at
show
people
more gameplay than
who,
what they show.
who just coming up off the hype of Outer Worlds,
Okay,
and then
so
they
let me
see
tell this.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and with the cartoony joint and be upset. That's all I'm
You know
saying.
what it is? Okay, this let me say. When we go to PAX or we go to E3, we go to different shows.
Yes.
There is main Lords group, and then we have a side group that
Yes.
goes off and they do their videos and their stuff like that, and they have a whole different technique in how they present their
Yes.
stuff to you, right?
Yes.
Now, and how they can use their expression, right? So you get different interviewing style from them, as you will get a different interviewing style from, like, let's say Lord.
Right, so-
But this is a smaller group that
Yeah,
was inside
absolutely.
the main group
Absolutely.
that had they joint up.
And
here.
that's
So
cool and
what?
everything,
And
but-
said, yo, that looks nice. Let's roll with this.
That's cool and everything, but as an aspect of someone that played the Fallout New Vegases, that played the Outer Worlds, that played the South Parks, like it's one thing if it was like, you know, they made something smaller, but they stayed to their true roots. But you can't expect the fans of this studio to be okay going the drastic change
But
of games.
the smaller thing was Outer Worlds.
J-Dub. J-Dub.
Yo.
You saw when Sony allowed those dudes to make that game, the girl with the bow in the snow with
Horizon Zero
the
Dawn. We're not going to compare Grounded.
No,
The
no,
girl with the
Zero
bro,
Dawn.
fraud alert on King. The girl with the bro.
Look. I need everyone
in the
to
snow.
put fraud alert in that chat right
Yo,
now.
that was fraud.
Everyone.
Listen,
Fraud alert in that chat.
You
no,
did not
we're
cop.
gonna compare it because you don't want to compare it because graphically it doesn't match up to that game. But we're gonna
Everything it
compare
doesn't match up
because,
to the
let me
game.
tell you something. That game, that company was a drastic departure
Yes.
from what
No,
they
you're right.
normally
He's right.
do.
He's
Yeah,
right.
they would normally put out
He's
kill
right.
zone.
Thank
He's
you.
right. He's right.
So J-Dub, if everybody took that same attitude
True.
towards Zero Horizon Dawn and said, nah, I'm not gonna touch that because that studio ain't known for that. And remember, a lot of the rhetoric going up to it was that studio isn't known for that. How
Right.
do they do third party game? Nah, they ain't gonna do a third party. I'm not even about that.
Hold on, let me get dizzy right quick.
man.
Let me get dizzy before Cognito saying quality. I don't think he understands the term. You're looking for more mature titles. It doesn't mean it's not quality. I'm not saying it's not quality. This is where y'all losing me right now, and we're gonna get straight to it. Here's the thing: you can't get mad at people who are disappointed with how that game looks. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad at people who just came off of Outer Worlds, right? No one's saying the game's not quality.
We got
We're just
for chat too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. No one's saying it's not quality, but you got to understand that there are going to be a group of people who are going to be disappointed, especially. Hold on, let me finish. Especially when we are touting this as the most powerful console and all, and then when they see these cartoony graphics, right? Especially when the majority of the show, because we're gonna just get to it, had that level of had the same level of graphic for a lot of these exclusive they were touting. Some people are not gonna feel it. That's just
And you know
what it is.
for the longest time,
It's my time.
yeah.
for the longest.
That thing, I just want you to get in on that.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I always said, guys, get over it. Ninja Theory, get over it. They making Bleeding Edge.
Right.
It's a smaller team.
Right.
I wasn't a Ninja Theory fan.
Right.
But now that I'm an Obsidian fan, I'm with you, Dizzy. This is bull. Like, let's get down. I get it. I
At the end of
completely
the day,
get it.
Another Outer Worlds 2.
No doubt.
It's not that.
in the head with Outer
You
Worlds
go
last
from you have
month.
Ninja Theory, people that are fans of their games, and then you go from the stuff they make, the core, their fan base, to
Right.
a multiplayer game.
Yep.
It's gonna make their fan base.
And
upset.
shout out to real whatever Coluto. He said Horizon Zero Dawn was definitely not a passion
That
project.
real cool. Oh no, his name is not.
Yes,
real
it
cool.
is. That's why I want to make sure I was right. So at the end of the
I
day,
gotta
salute.
say this, right?
Yeah,
We always get down on people making the same
you
thing.
right. You
The
right.
same
You right.
thing. They done switched it up.
Mhm.
Listen, man, Game Pass it has to get younger.
Mhm.
It was a year ago or whatever. So when
we're
they
talking
launched
about
Game
games,
Pass,
and you bring up Game Pass. See, that's
Listen,
the issue. Like,
no, you know why? Because
go.
this is the focus, and you're not focused,
Mhm.
right?
But that is been the scare that they're doing this
Mhm.
stuff because of Game Pass and not to make
Exactly.
games.
What you have to understand is there wasn't no games there,
Mhm.
right? They're moving forward in making an
Mhm.
ecosystem that is friendly enough. Because remember,
Right.
just
And
like people
diverse.
say,
And diverse. You're right with diversity, King. You're right.
when we're on to Xbox, whatever that is, and PlayStation
Mhm.
5,
Mhm.
they have made their servers with S's.
Mhm. Yeah.
So these games can still be run, right?
Mhm.
So when these systems is selling and you get Game Pass and a Xbox SAD system,
Mhm.
and you get that to your son or your daughter or whoever, your nephew, your whoever,
Mhm.
you purchase it for them. You want to know that there's a bunch of games in there that they can play as well. They don't need
Right.
to be looter shooter killers.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
why does fun have to be equated in hyper realism games? They
I feel
gave you
No one is
Gears.
saying
They
that
gave
it has
you
to
Outer
be that
Worlds.
way.
All I
So
want to say
allow
that
them to
yeah,
give you something different.
let me respond to you on this. And King, you are dropping knowledge, right? I feel you. Diversity, right? We can't all have photorealistic all the time, right? We can't have all
Right.
leadership. Everything you're saying is true.
But
you
to
got-
be fair,
to
a
be
lot
fair,
of
hold-
Game on PlayStation.
Right. Shut up, guy. But here's the thing. Here's my issue, right? Again, when you make these announcements, right, you got all these studio acquisitions. You got the Obsidian. You got all these fire studios. They're making bangers, right? We seen Ninja Theory with the Hellblade. Oh my God, it's ridiculous, right? The vibe I get when they come out on stage, it almost feel like this was a negotiation in order for Phil to get the studio, right? In order for Phil to get it, they was like, yo, we're going to sign with you. But
It's give and take.
my man's Freaky Zeke and YouGuard, they got 2 little games they ain't never dropped yet. You need to promote this right here. This is their passion, but these are the bars, the album, this is the Lost Tapes. That it
you
feel
see
like
it.
the Lost Tapes
see
album.
it. You see it, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Let's not act like in all of this stuff and all of these purchases,
Mhm.
they don't have games and thoughts that they're doing. Their money came in,
Right.
right? And he's like, yo, Jimmy, remember that game that you started on?
Exactly. YouGuard and Freaky Zeke.
Exactly. Let's get YouGuard's game out there right
Yes.
now while the getting is hot. They ain't got nothing in there.
Right.
Let's throw it up in there.
Right.
And why not, though?
I feel that, but
Not
again,
to say that YouGuard's bars ain't gonna hit.
but not everybody gonna feel YouGuard. But
But
everybody
I do
wanted
feel-
meth. They wanted
I do
Raekwon. You showed
I
us
do-
meth and Raekwon, and we didn't want YouGuard bars.
I
right
do
now.
feel like if you're going to do this drastic change in genre and what you make, like when you announce Grounded, show gameplay, show what the game's about. Don't have some vague thing of a dude stuck in a world trying to survive, because it's not good. That's going to rub people the wrong way. The Bleeding Edge, like at least you kind of got a concept of what Bleeding Edge was about. We literally know nothing about Grounded.
What about the cell shaded killing game with the cowboy?
Oh, I like
I like
that. I like that. I like that.
You
Look
like
at
the
that.
Killer
Yeah.
Killer?
Yeah, that's the one they got. Ron Perlman is doing the voice from
Yeah.
Sons of
Oh,
Anarchy.
wow. I want to chase spiders.
I wasn't really feeling that, but.
Mhm. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's all finish. Then we got to get Kratos in.
No, I mean, I get it. And it's not an attack on the perceived quality of the game, but that's the issue, right? Immediately you look at that and you look at it as a kiddie game, and you look so immediately as an adult. Like I said, it's not right to think that way, but immediately it's like it's not for me.
Right.
It's not for me,
And-
and that's with the momentum they have. I'm like, give me something else. I'm appreciative of the variety. I'm appreciative of the fact that they're willing to allow them to do this before they make something bigger or the next big thing, whatever their core thing is. I really do appreciate it.
Right.
It just feels like It's not for me, so it's disappointing.
Let me ask you this. In King's defense, let me ask a question in King's defense. What about for the... All right, let's be real, right? We know Switch is winning out here, right? So what about, to King's defense, the diversifying the portfolio, having more of those type of games, as well as, like, for example, I could tell you, I was pissed off during the kart racing game thing that went on way too long for me. But I didn't know after watching the show that I guess that game on PC is like millions of people. Like, this is like a revered PC kart racing game, right? So to King's defense, what about him saying, like, well, maybe Phil's trying to diversify the portfolio and then also appeal to a broader audience outside of us? Or is it your thing? It's like, yo, at least show us some more photorealistic games, show us some little bit more games for me. Like, what do you answer to that?
No, I completely agree. I mean, I'm coming to Game Pass for specific sort of things, right? And not to say I love indie games. I love something that draws my eye.
Right.
I absolutely get it. It just feels that when it comes to Microsoft, when you're getting a sideshow thing, right? When we're expecting, we want a big reveal, right?
Yes,
we
sir.
always want a big reveal.
Sir.
When we don't get the big reveal, we get the sideshow thing. The sideshow thing always looks cartoony. Like, it's definitely not for us. And
Could y'all read JD game, please? Could y'all read him?
Yeah, he said, David, what about the more realistic games? Crossfire X Flight Sim, all the new Final Fantasies, Yakuza. Don't be distracted by the artistic looking games. Absolutely. We're not going to say that the whole
none
show
of those are exclusives. None of those are. None of those came from the first party.
Exclusive.
None of those did.
Yeah, that's
Like, at the end of the day, like, it is looking like, from the outside looking in, it's looking like that they're starting to make the majority of their games like this. This colored style.
Well, let's just say
Like,
let's just say the games that are not like, obviously, because we can't say Gears is like that, right? We can't say.
Well, no,
Halo's
I'm not
like
saying
that, right? We
all
can't
of
say
it,
Forza.
but I am saying.
But it looks like the new
past
studios, right?
Years,
the new
it's
studios.
like they're all going this.
It feels like the new. I know where you're going at. You feel like the newer acquisitions.
Nobody else outside making those shows or anything. So you out there, there's no need to do no heavy hitting bomb blastic stuff for anybody.
Okay.
I mean,
So we gotta wait for E3. We gotta wait for E3.
We've already established that
So
it's okay because it's going in Game Pass. So
it's not okay because it's going in Game Pass. See, this is what we have to do as gamers, and we have to get out of this bubble where if it don't, we are selfish.
Of course.
Right? If it didn't hit on you, it's garbage.
Right.
If it didn't hit on you, I don't care about it. If it didn't hit on you, you're starting a narrative. I said most of the same things. I was like, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
My son is sitting on the couch watching, and he's like, oh, so you're gonna download that, Daddy? When that ID at Xbox, and this, we missed this part again right now. ID at Xbox said when those games is released on ID at Xbox, they're released in Game Pass day and date. You can get a chance to get a lot of those indie games that people have forgotten about. Remember, because the indies have went the way of the dinosaur with other companies, but they have a land to foster and flourish.
That was a Sony shot. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Look, I get it.
But check this out. Like, let's say the Initiatives game comes out, right? A multi-million-dollar game.
Don't solve. Don't do it.
And it's a
Solve?
stylized. It's a stylized game.
Quadruple A. I'm gonna be tight.
No, and immediately the perception is going to be it's not AAA.
What episode is this?
Was it week 134?
134. I want y'all to write this down. Take a picture. I want y'all to look at this. This is when I'm snatching sovereign knees again.
We bring a penny knee for this one.
Listen,
you haven't snatched my knees once, sir.
Let's get it.
Not one.
Listen,
Put the penny knees in the chat.
Remember this.
And no, hold on. King, just be quiet. I'm telling you right now, because you're the first one that looked at Outer Wilds, a game that is going to be in Game of the Year conversations, and said, "Nah, it's in the bushes." You just by looking at it,
Outer Worlds.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds?
Garbage. I played it. It's trash.
No, it's not. That game is absolutely fantastic. It's fantastic. You looked at it and you were like, nope.
Okay, so
because of the art style and what it looked like, you was like, it's trash.
It's trash.
So we doing these knees or not? We doing these knees or not? What's going on?
So as I was saying, I want your knees right now. Because you're defending exactly what you did not do when you looked at the Outer Wilds. That game ain't trash.
Listen,
that game is objectively not trash.
Right?
It's okay.
grab things and change up narratives and twist up words. So we have this
No, that's your job. That's not my job. That's your job.
in his head right now.
That's it.
Let's go.
He said, I know you. You know you can't pull this on me, right? You might pull
Solve
it on
with
the
smoke.
you might pull it on the kinglings, on the little kinglings, but you're not gonna pull this on me.
So what's the knees about? Let's get to the terms of the
Yeah,
knees.
let's get to the knees
get
because
to
I
the
don't
knees now,
understand the
'cause
knees.
these have
I
been-
don't understand the knees.
These have been demanded.
Listen, we're not gonna allow you to sit there and tell me I didn't play out. I downloaded it before you. I played it before you.
That's not true at all.
I
That's not true at all.
Off my hard drive.
That is not true at all. That's
Joint
not
is
true at all.
garbage.
I played it. Why is it garbage? Tell me why it's garbage.
Why?
Tell me
Because
why it's garbage.
I wanted to play Outer Worlds.
No. So here was something.
I'm thinking it was Outer Worlds. And I said, this
What does that have to do with why that game is garbage?
tell you why I hated the game.
It's garbage because he thought it was another game. I've heard everything.
Now he's gonna describe a totally different game that has nothing to do with Outer Wilds. I'm gonna tell you right
Just
now.
because you loved it and I find it garbage. That's something that you got to get over.
But you found that you specifically said hold on, Cog. Did he not specifically said I looked at that game and I was like, oh hell no?
No,
Which
what
one?
it
I don't
looked-
remember. To be
Did
honest,
he
I don't
not say
remember.
that?
I did not say that. I said I played the game and I
that.
turned it on. I said, "Oh hell no!"
Oh, you talking about Outer? Wait, you talking about he said that to Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds?
Outer Wilds.
You're talking
Wow.
about
We're not talking about Worlds.
garbage one that's inside Game Pass. You're talking about the hot new garbage one that's inside Game
I
Pass.
don't remember Outer Wilds. I
Why is
remember
that game
Outer
garbage?
Worlds.
It's hot trash. Anybody
Why is that game garbage? Tell
right
me.
now, y'all know if y'all put on Outer
Why
Wilds,
is that game garbage?
Oh, stop.
you,
Now let
don't-
it go.
you would not know because you did not play it,
It's
sir.
chat.
You did not play it. You turned it on and you looked at the little alien. You was like, nah, this ain't
it
for
was
me.
hot trash.
Ain't nothing about
Nothing you saying is going to change
Why do you not? Why can't you describe why it's hot trash?
because it's garbage. It's
That's an answer that my nephew would give me. It's like, oh, because
gonna give you the
nah, them knees is mine, bro. Them
Oh,
knees is mine for the
put the
rest of
knees
the
in the
year.
chat,
Them knees
y'all.
is mine.
Put the knees in the chat.
Them knees are mine for the rest of the year.
no,
For
sir.
the rest of the
You
till
like
you beat
the
that game, you're gonna play that game. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna play that game.
That game
You're gonna play that game.
It's not even in Game Pass for me. I deleted it. I deleted the little icon.
It is in Game Pass. It is in Game. So back to the actual question.
Oh, my
So
Let's
you're
get to
gonna
the
tell
question.
me
Let's get to
you're
the
gonna
question.
tell me that if the initiatives game comes out,
It ain't
right?
looking like that.
Mhm.
And if it looks like a stylized game,
Mm.
what's the perception gonna be? What's the
It's gonna be
perception?
your
Gonna be?
knees in the box.
What does that have to do? You still have not said.
No, but
you still
King,
have
King,
not
King,
given a
King,
Trying to
reason.
derail the conversation.
To
Don't let it
solve-
go.
King, to Saul's point, if
Right.
the initiatives game does come out,
And
and
I've been
then you've been
and if-
okay. Now to King, now Saul, to King's point,
I want
if
the knees in the
the
box.
initiative comes out and it's photorealistic, it's very high quality. Don't pay attention to the cops right now. on the
But
phone,
this
bro.
is the point. I never argued that. I said my question is, how would you feel about that game if it came out?
Why are you
I am
worried about
hoping.
Outer Wilds? It's trash.
I'm not. What am I? I'm not talking about. I'm done with that conversation. Those knees are mine. On to the next one. On to the next one. Oh no. Stop trying. Yo, this is not. You know how you take a baby when they're crying and then you try to distract them like, oh, look over there. No, it's not working with
Not
me.
looking over here.
That doesn't work, King. You know this doesn't work. You might
So
as well.
what- so
you
what
might
is
as well
Saul?
take me head on.
So
you might as
Saul,
well just take
what
me head
is
on.
the terms of you
are you
losing
talking
the
about
knees?
now?
But he's the one that brought up knees for no reason. All I did was give
But
a
he-
scenario.
No, but the challenge has been issued. So,
So
if,
what is
if-
the challenge?
So that's what I'm trying to
I,
determine.
well, the thing is, that's the thing. I'm not saying that their game isn't going to be photorealistic.
Up a point.
Okay, so
That was it. A
so
point.
there's no need. So there is no need because I thought we was doing it.
No
No,
need.
I think the point he was trying to say.
You don't want the
is-
smoke.
I think the point he was trying to
Nah,
say is if King saw the initiative and the game looked like the kind of art
If it
style
looked like
that the
Everwild.
outer the whatever
But
whatever wild
in King's defense, he's putting his knees on the line. He's telling you, there's no way initiative is going to do that.
No,
So-
that's not the argument.
But that's not the
he's
argument.
saying that
That's
saying
the
that if the
argument.
initiative came out and they had a game like that,
right.
No,
he wouldn't feel well.
argument.
Okay.
The argument is Sav is out here making proclamations that their game is going to be stylized.
Mhm.
I'm-
No,
Who
he
said
never
that?
said
I
that.
said I gave a
I'm
what if
telling you.
scenario.
Mhm.
I gave a what if. What would you feel if it came out that way?
I don't deal in what ifs. I deal in your knees. let's go.
Yo, every time you call for my knees, you lose. You know this, right?
So the
You
challenge
have a
has been
big
issued.
offer. You have a big offer with my knees.
Your knees,
And I already, like I said, I'm carrying one right now. I'm carrying one of your knees.
So
over
what
my
it needs for
shoulder right
PlayStation
now.
5 backward compatibility? That's what Justin need.
You already know they ain't backwards compatible, so your knees.
All right, look, let's get it. We get on track. But so it look like there is no bending knees. The knees are not on the line.
There's no knees because I never said it wasn't going to be.
All right, no knees on the line. Let's
But
move
if it
on.
ain't,
So,
I want that same energy. If it ain't, I want that same energy.
all right, so there's no knees on the line. So, Psalm and King, I'll let you finish your points, but we got to get Kratos. And Kratos been waiting to jump in, so I got it because this has been crazy today. Actually, I'm just gonna let Kratos jump in because there's no knees. Kratos.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, he's like, he got his popcorn. Kratos is chilling right now.
Like, oh, wow.
It's very XO19 is very intense. So let's get to it. You know, you saw the show. I saw your Twitter before XO19 about what you were hoping for and everything, and then after. So let's give your recap on XO19, sir.
All right. So I went in. I said, look, I'm gonna go ahead and be positive about this. I saw a bunch of my Xbox brethren lowering their expectations, saying, don't expect this, don't expect that. And I said to myself, why can I not expect that? Why, when it comes to Xbox and Microsoft and their games, everyone has to tempt their expectations. But when it comes to Nintendo and PlayStation, those expectations have to go through the roof.
I've never
And
known.
so
Like besides E3, when have we ever said, "Yo, that Nintendo Direct, you better not have a low temptation"?
Listen.
I think we've said that, Cognito. It's just a Direct.
but-
don't get too gassed.
No, but in Kratos' defense, he is right in the sense that I can't say all of the Xbox community, but some of the Xbox community coming into the show, not all, not King. There's a lot, and now there's a lot that I did see say, yo, I was guilty of it. I say, yo, temper expectations. You know what I'm saying? And to Kratos' point, he said, why do we have to temper? Why can't we
go in there
expect the
hype?
best and get hype? Continue, Kratos.
Yeah, and again, it's again, I try to say, why is that? Why we shouldn't?
Well, you can't hype something for PlayStation because they ain't doing events right now.
Oh my god!
So it ain't the PlayStation versus Xbox. Let Kratos cheat.
Let Kratos. You not let Kratos get his balls off.
Listen, that's true, right? Sony don't have the events, but here's the thing, right? Just because you have an event, you act like that's a W. When Microsoft had the stage but to themselves, and Sony still ended up with a W. So you got to have
get a W when you didn't even show up.
Have competition. Sony does not feel like they have competition right now, and this is why
they need to put a show out. They don't have nothing to show.
Think about it. Sony can put. Listen, and none of you guys
I'm
can.
still trying to figure out how you get a W.
Hold on. Let him
get his balls off.
Let him go.
None of you guys can dispute this. Sony can light the internet on fire with one tweet, one single tweet. That is something that Phil and Microsoft can't do. They cannot. Now, when you have the mind share, when you have the bangers, when you have the meaningful stuff that people talk about that's long lasting, only then and then when you got the glow. It's like
your body, yo, he did the Bruce Leroy. You got the glow.
You don't have to show up. You can just drop a tweet right before somebody else's event and shut that whole thing down. Now, listen. I'm glad Microsoft are having these events. This is a great fan fest event. This is a great event to show you what they have coming. But I want to get to my point.
Let's get it.
The problem was, that was one thing. Why can't we have these high standards? Why can't we get hyped for this stuff? Why do we have to lower and tempt expectations? Anytime they show you something, there should be a level of expectations there. And number two, to my point, is after the show, I realized something. I had a revelation, right? And I finally, you guys will see Kratos changing. Phil Dominus has changed me.
Okay.
I've been the knee. And let me listen. I'm giving it to you. Let me tell you why.
What's going on?
Before you run with it, let me tell you why.
Let me hear this.
I realized one thing. XO18 XO19 is the future of Xbox.
Oh no!
What they showed us
Don't do that.
is exactly what we will be getting. This is exactly why Phil bought these studios.
Oh, Kratos,
Exactly.
not like this, Kratos.
with the
This
underhanded
is it.
slap, right?
You see the under? Yo, he tricked us.
Michael Jackson had that last show. This is it. This is it.
Yo, Kratos, you can't do that. You can't.
No, you know what you have to do? You
Yes,
have
I finally
to
realized. I finally realized. guys.
let him finish. Let him finish.
I finally realized, right?
said
What
Michael
I'm looking
Jackson.
for from Microsoft is not what Microsoft or even the Xbox fan base is looking for Microsoft. And I finally came to that, right? I need to stop trying to force my agenda of what I'm looking for from Phil. I need to stop looking for the highly graphical showcase system sellers to showcase the power of the T5. I need to stop forcing my will upon them. I realized that all those 24, 25, 40 games, whatever they showed, that is a great value for Game Pass. That's a great value. And Game Pass is the future of Xbox. Phil cut the check. He bought all these studios. They're working on these games. They showed you the future of Xbox. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm cool with that. I will no longer go and talk bad about Xbox or Phil for doing what their fans have been asking for them. I saw all my fellow Xbox brethren hyped and happy for what Phil showed.
Okay.
And
I'm
for
next.
that,
I'm
I will
next.
I
I'm
got
just
you.
letting y'all know I'm
I
next.
got you, kid. I got you.
I want y'all to get your popcorn ready.
I'm
will
just
step
curious.
aside
Like
and
you act like the Outer Worlds didn't just come out. Gears
I will-
5 just didn't come out. Like
will-
you're
Addict.
getting highly critical claims here.
Listen, for one, you hyping that's multiplex. You don't get no credit for
Addict.
something.
Okay, no, I'm
And
confused.
number two,
I'm
and number
confused.
two,
So
and
are you
number two,
saying that the quality of the games are going to change?
No.
Is that what you're saying? No, that's what it feels like you're saying.
I'm
You're
gonna
saying
tell you, my
just
brother.
Let him
just
know.
because the Outer Worlds is being developed for a PlayStation, a sequel will be a quality downgrade.
No, let him finish.
I'll be playing it on PlayStation as well. By the way, 78% of PlayStation guys bought the Outer Worlds. So the
You had no
PlayStation
choice but to buy it.
We're talking about the quality of the game.
You had no choice but to buy it because it wasn't available for you. So
Exactly.
you had to buy it.
Here's the thing about it, right? I get it. If I want the big bangers, the system sellers, the stuff that shut down the internet, I'm gonna have to stick with Sony for
You
that.
have to stick with something.
All right, so
Stick and stay in my lane, and I am okay.
You have to stay in your lane.
So do you want to go over the games that came out this year?
no.
Do you want to go over the games
Hold
that came out this year for
Hold on.
PlayStation?
on.
Because we can go that direction, Kratos.
Listen, one thing I do realize, right, is that guys will continue.
Tweet it out, guys.
Guys,
Tweet it out right now.
guys will continue to say we have to wait for the games, but I realize they are never coming. The games that you think are going to come out.
Yo, this is major shots.
Think about it. This generation isn't over. I know you guys are saying, "Well, the generation over. They're focused on next gen." But let me tell you what Sony has yet
Let's
to
go.
come in this generation.
Let's
Not
go.
next generation. This generation.
Let's get it.
Got The Last of Us 2. Ghost of Tsushima.
Bam.
Just
Ghost of Tsushima don't have a release date.
Drop DeathStranding. We still got Project Awakening. We still have Iron Man VR. We still have a ton of other games this generation, not next. Right? So we still have bullets in the gun. The big bullets, right? These are the bullets that's going to force you. Yes, I said force. Even if you don't want to.
Get
it's
down
gonna
to lay down.
force you to go and buy a PlayStation 5 because you know that's the only place.
That's the only place you can play it for 4K and 60 frames per second. All right, let's get it. Enough of this rhetoric. We're gonna stop this right now.
I was gonna pay
Everybody,
some bills.
Phil Dominus, Maximus Spencer. Let's get it. Now, what y'all done saw when Phil was laying down the groundwork? Nobody can build a house on ash, on sand, right? So a year ago, Game Pass looked totally different than what it looked now. Everybody said there's no games in it. There's games in it now. A year ago, they didn't have companies, developers. They went out and purchased those. It's down. Sony took 5-6 years, maybe 7 years on certain games to be coming
Better
to.
question: when's the last time Sony even announced a new game?
Listen. Let me
Let
get
him
him.
rock. Let the kid cook.
It took 6-7 years for them. We just purchased those studios. Now you're seeing minor fruits of those labors being thrown in Game Pass on side projects that they were doing. All right, don't get amped up. Don't start feeling yourself right now, because when those games do start coming out, there's nobody outside. There's no need for you to
meal. That's not the side.
That's not a full course meal.
Listen,
that's the whole shebang.
y'all are starving.
People are
right
waiting,
now.
right?
Y'all are
Keep saying
starving.
E3 after E3, people keep saying, "Well, we're gonna wait to the." Man, brother, we've been waiting for 4 to 5 years.
Can I let you rock? I let you rock, right? All right, I let you rock, right? I let you spit your bars, right? Get my verse.
Get my verse. Get my verse.
Peep these bars. Peep these bars. Now, y'all done had your 5 years. You starving right now. You hungry right now. You really want that Last of Us 2 so bad, and Sony keep pushing that plate further and further down on table. You can't get to that plate. But we keep putting out these meals. We keep this belly full, right? Your belly, you hungry right now. Your belly empty. So listen, when y'all get the chance to see what we're gonna show at E3, when you get a chance to see what those games look like, that power narrative is done. You're no longer the fastest. That was your people threw that out, and then he took that right back. Right? You're no longer the most powerful. The people's gonna say that. They can't say that. So now it's totally different now. Now the games are coming. You're gonna give us the 5 years that y'all took 5 years. Remember, y'all launched this generation with no games. Y'all was indie friendly. Then you threw indies in the bushes as soon as you got one banger. Then you got the next banger. So y'all was surviving off the fact that y'all was a budget system. Y'all was $100 cheaper. Right? So people purchased y'all guys because y'all was $100 cheaper and y'all had a bunch of indie games. It was nice. Y'all did it. I can't say anything wrong with it. I happen to have it. But you're not gonna act like you're not gonna give us the 5 years that y'all had to cultivate your content.
You have 5 years.
That's a good point, King. Like, people act like Sony dominated the entire generation in terms of games.
They have.
They didn't.
You can't make the argument they have, right?
They won.
No, they did in sales, but we can't act like they had bangers every year.
Well, I would agree with King's point.
Let me ask you this one question to come back to that statement right there, right?
Let's go.
If you had the bangers, you had your Rise, your Sunset Overdrives, you had all of that stuff, right? You got no sequels to none of that, and yet I ended up with Knack 2.
No, facts.
So Sony got sequels.
But now but that wasn't the conversation. The conversation is Sony did not have bangers every year like people claim. For a good 3 years, they had really good games come out every year, but they didn't have that the entire generation.
It was enough.
This year has been a huge
Listen, here's where Microsoft failed, right? They did not invest. They literally did not invest for 3 years.
And no one's debating that. We all know that. That's very apparent.
They are 3 years behind. And by being 3 years behind, in order for them to catch up, that would mean Nintendo, Sony would have to sit still and not invest.
Let me ask you a question.
3 years behind.
Kratos. So you mean to tell me, like, in the beginning, y'all had a winning formula, right?
Yes.
All right. So your formula was winning. That team that was in front, y'all was moving and shaking. Kawada, whoever, those dudes, Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't have a legit team. We threw the Don out on his head. That name should not be spoken again.
That was one guy.
So
two guys, Terry Myerson also.
You got to take Terry Myerson.
Phil wasn't at the table.
Let's still mention that the
was there.
Phil
Spencer was there. Phil Spencer was there. Let's not act like he's.
We can't act like he had the same.
But he didn't have the same type of power and decision making.
Y'all want to skew the narrative right now.
Only job was to be a part of game. Was be in charge of games.
My boy is in charge right now.
Yes.
Now, is it a turnaround? Yes or no? Did you just bend the knee to him or not? Did you just bend the knee to Phil Dominus?
I bend the knee or not? For Phil Spencer, for doing what his fan base expects of him.
No, don't say what his fan base.
He's delivered XO19, all of those games.
Look at him have to put one foot in, one foot out.
That's what the fan base asked for. You guys not asking for them big blockbuster bangers.
No one's so.
I'm asking.
Like, that's what I want to know. How can you honestly say that? Like, just because 3 people you follow say we don't need this. We're okay with the grounding. Doesn't mean the entire fan base is okay with it.
Because you guys will always say, thank you, Phil. Thank you. You would never tell him, Phil.
Oh, no. They criticize Phil.
That's false. Now you're just trying to do a false narrative. And I'm not gonna let you.
Stop giving me this.
No.
Oh, trust me, I didn't get to my turn, so I'll get there that part.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me that we have the same philosophy that we had in the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. In the beginning, it was bleak,
but the proof is in the pudding of what they've shown.
Is the future of Xbox brighter than it was in the beginning? Yes or no?
Sure. Is it brighter?
Yes or no?
It's changed. It's changed. Yes or no? It's yes or no. No, listen, this is why
I love Jaydu, man. I love this.
This is why I'm answering
like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown together right now. You dancing. I don't want to dance. I don't want the toe tapping. I don't want the side step.
You're asking. Just listen. If you're a game, if you're
is it brighter? Yes or no? That's all we want. Yes or no question.
I'm trying to tell you.
Let him finish.
Yeah.
Because you're asking me, right?
Right.
Is it brighter for me and what I expected and what I wanted? No, it's not. Okay. But if you take me out of the equation and what I'm for and what I wanted, it's a godsend, obviously, right? Because all the guys hyped up everything that they saw and they're loving it, and therefore Phil keeps giving you what you love. So there is no change. This is why I finally came to the conclusion. Okay, Phil is giving his fan base what they're asking for and what they love, and so he's not going to change that for me.
Let me say something real quick.
Let me just give you my views of XO real quick.
And I gotta pay the bills, please.
Being that J-Dub doesn't want to give it up and tell the truth. Let me tell you. The vision of XO is definitely doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like you saw glimpses of games that are coming from little minor studios, and then you saw some of those bigger games like Bleeding Edge, games that are about to be released inside to the Game Pass mantra. Everybody knows going forward, Game Pass is the thing. All right, they're throwing everything into Game Pass. They even gave you EA Access rolled up into Game Pass. They even gave you Spotify rolled into Game Pass. They're giving you reasons to latch on to Game Pass because going forward, they want to make sure that you have enough high octane inside your vehicle to get you to where you're going. And then when those games do come from those big studios that took the years to cultivate them and make them how you want it, what is it going to be then? What will be the narrative then? See, everything isn't about certain gamers. Certain games wasn't for me. My son didn't care too much about that cel-shaded cowboy game, but he cared about the kart racing. He cared about the little honey.
It's about diversity. That's what they're doing.
Right? So
you call it diversity. This is what I'll call it. Right?
Where's the diversity in Sony, sir?
Yeah. No, they got diversity. But like the thing is people like. Hold on, let me say something real quick. When it comes to diversity on PlayStation, people like putting these big spotlights on the big games, but we don't talk about the little crumbs that fell on the ground. Like the medievals, that little paintbrush game. Like, look, they have bangers. They have probably some of the best games that's come out this generation. No one's denying that. Right. But we can't act like the little ones that's trying to get a little bit of that spotlight don't exist because Sony makes bad games too.
I gotta pay the bills. Hold on, JD gave a $2 super chat because Xbox is holding big shots until next gen. JD Gamer again, $2 super chat. Money rules them all. Microsoft could buy Sony tomorrow. Then we've got, I believe JD, that was the last one from JD. Yeah, $10 super chat. Excuse me, J-Dub, you're the one that said. I missed one. Give that one.
Another one from JD Gamer. Microsoft will light E3 2020 on fire. House will burn.
Right.
You might have said that one.
Yeah, JD Gamer, JW, you're the one that said DeathStranding was game of the year. Not. I don't count on Ghost of Tsushima to do it for you either. PlayStation had 3 good years, 2017, 2018, because 2019 isn't good for you. All right, JW, let me get you in there.
Well, no, let me finish.
Finish your point. Yeah, finish your point.
It's not going to be too much longer. Look, at the end of the day, because this is the last thing I'm going to say on this topic. Yeah, we just got to realize
for the babies like Wu-Tang.
First off, it's an XO. Like as much as XO, it's what.
He said downplaying.
You downplaying.
At the end of the day, the show was good. hold up. Let me talk.
There you go.
Look, at the end of the day, XO is still XO. They showed, from what I saw in XO this year, this is first off, they've been very, very transparent. They said they pretty much have like 2-3 teams out every studio. They want a AAA recorder and they want AA sprinkled between them. Look, that's why I said Sony has the same thing going on. They have smaller studios making stuff, but the reason we don't talk about those smaller games is because their big games are doing so well. You got Obsidian that we know for a fact making another game. Ninja Theory, we know for a fact making another game. We got Halo, the Halo Gears and 4s and stuff. We got Compulsion, which is hard to tell what they're making. I don't know. There's stuff on the horizon. The one good thing I will say about XO is that they're showing this stuff, and a lot of these games are going to be out before E3. Sure, some of these games aren't for you. One thing that I can tell you about XO is, we've had a huge issue with JRPGs on Xbox, like a huge issue that's always been overlooked. Still came on there, was like, we fixing that. We get it. We understand. We fixing that. Sure. There's no denying it. Xbox had a really bad year in terms of bad generation in terms of quality. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make up for it. It doesn't fix it. It doesn't justify it. When you have a huge demographic of people leaving and coming in, and the entire company's changing as a whole, which you see now is Sony, it affects it.
I was going to ask you this in reference to what Kratos said, though. Like, do you feel the vibe I'm getting from you, Kratos, is this? Like, do you feel because of all these circumstances and all that, and you get that part? I'm getting the vibe that you get that part with Microsoft. But the vibe I'm also getting from you is that, look, when is enough that we start demanding more? Like, you almost feel like you've thrown up your hands with the quality of the show.
Because I see plenty of people asking for better quality games. I see plenty of people.
Kratos is saying that what they're giving you is they're giving you more, right? They're just not giving you more of what we're perceiving as what we want, which is that, the quote unquote PlayStation style game, right?
Yes, right.
Third person character action game, beautiful behind the back. Exactly.
Look, at the end, getting that. If you want huge AAA stuff, high quality, they've said they're working on that. They bought the studios a year ago. Let's be realistic here. It takes more than a year to make those kind of games.
Absolutely.
You have to wait. If you don't want to wait, Kratos, I know you got a PlayStation. I know you got a PC. Xbox is on the back burner. It's just to be 100% here. It's on the back burner at least until.
Let me tell you what Obsidian said. The CEO said, right?
Let's go.
Shout out to Nebelian, this guy named
Nebelian. Yeah. So salute.
Insider. And this comes directly from the Obsidian. He said the Obsidian CEO, and I'll send you guys this. It's been on Twitter. This is another reason to my point. Obsidian CEO Fergus says that he keeps the company on a smaller scale despite the newly available Microsoft resources.
Okay.
Wait, listen.
Let him finish.
He's also ready to direct games again, worked on Fallout 1 and 2, Baldur's Gate, and more. He's looking to keep the studio smaller and more nimble so he can get, again, according to Phil Spencer's own words, where you can crank out more content, but it's going to be smaller content. So never have those dry spells and dry days like we've had this generation. And I get that, and I applaud that. But according to this CEO, he's looking, even though Phil cut the check, he's looking to keep the team on a smaller scale.
I got an answer for that. It would be different if these people were making trash games from the start. Obsidian has always had these smaller studios. They've always made good games. Ninja Theory's always had these smaller studios. They've made great games.
Big blockbuster AAA from people that have always had this.
I'm expecting good games. I've said it multiple times. Lord Cognito, have I not said multiple times? I do not like the term AAA.
Right.
I like good games.
Right.
Outer Worlds, 86 on Metacritic. Everyone loves it.
I think
it was a smaller game, but it was a good
feel the
game.
Same way. We all feel the same way. But it's perception. Perception
is a
great truth.
Listen, that's a great quality game, right? That's Ori is the something of Edith Finch.
Right. Yeah.
That's a great game, right? Super Lucky's Tale on the Switch. That's a great game. But when I go to the store and stand outside of the lines to buy my console and my system, the games that I can't sleep at night because I'm so anticipated and hyped for.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. Now, the games that Microsoft showed at X019, I'm not gonna lie. Sony got
but at the end of the day,
every day of the week. We get those games. That's in our library every day of the week. We get games like we don't get advertisement, right? Look at Concrete Genie, a great game. You can play it in VR. You can.
No, it's not a great game. Stop that.
It's a great game.
It's not a great game. It's a good game.
You got games like that.
Right.
You got
It's a good game.
you got stuff like that that are good games, right? But here's the thing. If those things were to come to the Microsoft platform, it would be, oh my God.
So
Concrete Genie.
I have a question for you. No, Kratos, I got a question for you, J-Dub. Would you consider the Outer Worlds a quality game?
Yes, it's a quality game. It's a quality game.
So what I'm saying is, do we not expect that from a sequel?
Your own words said this. Microsoft didn't do that. These guys had this game way before.
But everyone keeps going with the narrative that they're letting the studios rock what they want to rock with. So are we going to act like because they have them, the quality of the games they make are going to go down?
He said
what it feels like you're saying.
Do what they want. But here's the thing. Right? Here's the thing. If all of these studios want to continue making the small projects that they've been making, just because
it's not about what's been small in the project they've been making. These studios that have been making these games, they were underfunded. They had to be on Kickstarters.
Right.
It's not the same scenarios.
Right.
It's just not.
Listen, we can continue.
I mean, Ninja Theory said they had to split their team up into sometimes 3 or 4 teams just to keep the doors open.
Right.
Listen, and they got the check, and then when they release again, again, it's that thing where wait. It will come, but I remember because I listen. Y'all know I keep record for this, right?
I know.
Ever since E3 2014, Phil has been saying the greatest games lineup in history.
Fact.
And
I will say that.
Gotta give Kratos that. They do too much hyping. They do much hyping.
I will say they do too much on that. But at the end of the day, their PR team, they sell events. That's what literally a marketing team does. Sure, they might go a little extra, but literally that's what their job is, to get you excited about that.
Again, why do they get a pass?
No one is giving them a pass. No one has ever gave them a pass.
I was lathered up for 19 new games.
There's a difference between giving a company a pass and just being realistic.
Listen, again, I'm being realistic. I finally came to the conclusion, right, upon my own personal opinion,
right, that
I've waited this whole generation for something that never came.
Right.
So
PlayStation now.
And think about this: Microsoft, Xbox is a whole different division than it was back in 2013 and 2014,
and it's a way better division.
So listen,
Sony is too.
They are in a better position to do what they're doing now for bringing content that they're bringing now. They are. But I still have that mindset in 2013, 2014. Go for the gusto. Be number one. Go out there.
But the thing is the guns
and banger for banger, and that's
the
not
big guns they have. You know, it's like I said, we have to be realistic and what's in the realm of reality.
The world's most powerful console.
Right.
They showed that wealth when they bought 5 studios and
the world's poorest company. Nintendo, the world's poorest company, and yet they're knocking it out the park with their big games, with their middle games, and their small games. Right. And there is no excuses for that.
J-Dub, we got to be in the realm of reality and realistic here. Their biggest bullets that they can shoot, they're not going to shoot till they announce next gen consoles. They've lost this shit. Why would you realistically do that?
How do you
as a business aspect?
How do you know how Sony sold you on PS5?
But the Last of Us came out before the next gen happened.
Listen,
you aren't coming out before next gen, so you can't
not come out with a $500-$600 console and then try to sell it. You sell it based on what you did.
The reason that the X came out was to take the power narrative away from Sony. They were running with that 24/7
ever since. PlayStation has dominated.
I get that, but it's still
power and no MPD
win. So you're gonna tell me the power narrative didn't switch? You don't see the power of the X? How does your Red Dead look compared to the X Red Dead?
dominate. Nothing's changed.
Like, to be honest with you, we really got to start wrapping this.
Yeah,
up.
but here's the thing.
we do.
I want
Because
we going on. There's a lot of intense debate, and there's some good points on both sides. I hear what Attic and King are saying. You know what I'm saying, in reference to the time frame, in reference to being realistic in terms of what can actually happen. Right?
I know I'm about to go upstairs and play some Game Pass.
It's not that people are giving them passes or anything like that. It's a lot of Xbox fans just being realistic.
Right. Now,
it's you can't realistically ask for this many years on a studio that was just acquired, and you can't realistically ask a company like Microsoft to shoot their biggest bullets before next gen's even started.
I get that. I get that. Hey, wait,
I just have that same energy with Google Stadia, though, right?
But Google Stadia hasn't.
Thank you. I rest my case.
But they haven't showed one exclusive game.
Hold on. And to Kratos' point, and this is the point that I was going to get.
Man just brought up Stadia.
Yeah,
so put fraud alerts in that chat.
Listen. Here's the thing, and this is a point that I've also been saying, which is that, again, we know this generation is lost for Xbox. There's no denying it, right? We also know that Phil is obviously trying his best to turn around. You see the studio exists. You see that the future, I agree with King, the future, in my opinion, does look bright, right?
Phil literally got a sinking ship.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing is this now. For people who are like Kratos, or people who are Sony PlayStation only gamers, right? There is something to be said about having shows, even though this is not E3, Addict, this is XO19, but there is something about getting people hyped for the next generation, to start turning them around.
We've
now.
always agreed.
Right.
They could do stuff better.
Right. So to Kratos' point, right?
Like,
and
little
this
things
is my
like
point.
Phil Spencer and XO would have been better.
To my point, again, no disrespect to cartoon games, right? They have a place. I love indies. I love Switch. Y'all know that. Switch gang, all that. But people want to see stuff that utilizes the power, right? People want to see those, oh my God, moments, right? And this is the only thing that I felt. I'm just going to get into my point now because we went crazy long. My point with this is I thought the show was solid. It was probably the best InsideXbox, which ain't saying much, but I thought the show was solid for the most part. There was a lot of stuff,
They didn't have none of that fake jokes.
Right.
None of that stuff.
The timing was good. It was moving along.
Cringe, it was still a little
cringe in there, but not as bad. The pacing was better.
Like the chick getting the
tattoo, we ain't going to get that. Yeah, we ain't going to get to that. But the whole thing is, most of these games, I got to admit, y'all, were not for me, right? I'm not going to say they're going to be bad. I'm not going to say they're going to be trash.
The only one I can really think of is Wasteland and the RTS that Death won't shut up about.
The only thing I would have liked, again, maybe I'm asking for too much, but I see Nintendo do it. I see Sony do it, is now, to me, the show started off a little shaky. Then, because we saw the passion projects from both, Obsidian and whatever. Then it got in the middle. I thought xCloud was super strong, right? I thought they dominated. They got Stadia out of it. That's just my opinion, right? Then the Game Pass announcement, super strong. Gave the whole idea that, Game Pass is around. It ain't going to be fodder. We got the Final Fantasies. We got the Yakuzas. We getting the Japanese games that we never thought we would
overlook that.
Yeah, we ain't going to overlook that. Phil is definitely making a presence there. I'm not going to disrespect.
And not only did he put games that's never been on the platform, he put them in Game Pass to give the people a free entry.
It's showing Game Pass is here to stay. I get that. Now you're starting to end strong. You're showing more stuff, right? Phil comes out. Now, this is just me. At that moment, I felt...
That's when the show went downhill.
Right, no, not that it went down. I just felt it was a missed opportunity because no disrespect to Wasteland 3, like we said on the joint, that could have been showed in the middle of the show. This is where
I actually said they were going to open up with it, and they ended with it.
So this is where I'm with J-Dub in the sense of this. At that moment... They needed solved that, one more thing, right?
Mm-hmm. They needed Fable.
Yes, you show the Fable JPEG.
Yes.
That's
I don't think they'll ever show something like that.
I understand that.
I don't think they'll ever show something like Fable.
This is what, again...
But they could have showed something.
Right. This is what the Nintendo fans and the Sony, they get. They understand the theatrics of the moment. Up until that point, the show was solid. If they would have had that, trust me, the narrative changed because the base like, oh my God, this game that I can't believe is actually coming. Even if they just say, Playground's working on it, 2021, not even a release date, just show you got us.
Yes.
That's the only thing that's missing.
And the part that blows my mind is Ori is at the Game Awards. Like, it would have been, I would have preferred them to end the show with Ori before Wasteland, and that would have been a bad ending.
But how many times have they showed Ori?
No, you're right.
Wasteland is this, and I get what you guys are saying.
Wasteland Wasteland is one of the most like niche audiences you can have. You don't end the show with that.
No, I'm not saying that and I'm not justifying them
justifying
ending the show with that. I understand them putting that in a light, because people stayed there and they captivated the audience. After Wasteland, he could have said, but wait a second, hold on 1 second. Because when he did the theatrics on stage and
because it made it seem like they had the
cyberpunk thing, they showed Wasteland with the updated graphics. They told you what the infusion of the Microsoft Cache did as far as the dialogue goes along with the game. And you can see the upgrades. All right, that's fine and dandy. We're gonna get that game. We're gonna play that game. If you have Game Pass, you're going to play these games. Like you can go play Rage 2 right now and other games like that that's in Game Pass right now. So you don't have to starve.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, I feel J-Dubs when he said, I want theatrics.
Yes.
I want to be told to sit down in the corner and wait. I want to be told, yo, listen, we got this coming out, Fable. Y'all can look at this screensaver for the next 5 years while we make it. And you sit down in the corner because this is what he's used to with Sony. They will show you a little screensaver, and Nintendo will show you a screensaver, and you will sit down and wait until it comes. But it works for certain people. It don't work for me. I want to go upstairs and play Rage 2 now.
All right, but here's the thing, King. But hold on, King. I got to ask you this.
I feel like what they should have done.
Hold on. Let me get this off. King, I got to ask you this, though. I hear what you're saying. You want the now. And we've had this argument, right? Tangible release dates versus hype, right? Yep. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm fraud. It was a lot of times I used to get mad with Sony would throw things out too early, and then we like, yo, whatever happened to such and such game. But we have to admit that it does allow what I would call, no doubt. What happened to it? You're right. But my thing, it does allow what I call like good credit with your community, right? Like it gives you, it allows them to be like, yo, we know this is still coming in the back. You know what I'm saying? It allows them more leeway because let's be real, like the last two shows at E3 they didn't show up, but you know what I'm saying? They were kind of recycling the same things over and over.
And it didn't matter because they showed good stuff about those games.
All I'm saying, there is something about emotional credit that you can give your fan, but just for the hardcore, right? Just say, yo, this little thing we're working on, and trust me,
the crazy part about the crazy thing about it, Carlito.
Next year, when Sony brings their behind the E3, and they're actually on stage, and they're showing those games that they're gonna tear the stage down with, because I have full expectations and high hopes that Sony's gonna come with their next generation gameplay and their stuff ready to rock.
Let me take the super
and
chat.
Microsoft needs to make sure that they have their stuff ready to rock too. So if you shoot your load early, you miss this mark right now.
I feel you.
And you out there you dunking in the basketball court, and there's nobody to dunk on.
Let me get this super
chat. Get your jumpers, baby. Get your jumpers down.
I feel you. Right, you like, yo, don't go hard, don't go crazy just yet.
So we don't need to be dunking on invisible people.
So we got a $5 super chat from Brad.
Yes.
They will not show Fable, screen cap, or theatrical because Phil isn't confident. Hence, Phantom Dust learned from J-Dub. The best jokes. Just jokes people. Look, salute. I do want to point out something like that. I don't think this is about confidence. Right. Because he's showing games from Rare that they claims not coming out till 2023. What it is they got certain games that they're like, I don't care what happens, these are not being shown till next gen's being announced. Right. And one of the things that I'm annoyed about is, look, they should have looked at it, because I know people will be hyped for Ninja Theory, people will be hyped for Fable, and people will be hyped for Obsidian's, the game that they really bought those studios for. They should have went to the table like, we're gonna save one of those for E3, and we're gonna show one of them at XL. And I get that they're saving all this stuff for E3, but if they would have just been like, if at the end it just showed a trailer for the next Ninja Theory, the whole event would have been saved.
Now let me ask you. Wait, Kratos. Okay, Kratos. Okay. I interrupted you. Guys.
When you don't see, here's the thing, right? And it's a big difference between the position that Sony's in and the position that Microsoft's in, right? Sony has the mind share. In that mind, in this industry, mind share goes for
that
everything.
Mind share can change in a blink of an eye.
It can, but right now,
from an announcement, it can change.
Listen, yes, but right now, that mind share is with Sony, so Sony can afford, because obviously, look, it's working for them, right? To not show up at this event.
I don't think it's working for them. They're getting attacked at every corner for this stuff.
Listen, you're saying they're getting attacked, right? But they'll come out every single week, every single month said, look, we done sold such and such billion games, such and such.
That just determines popularity.
I get it. We done sold 78% of the copies of the Outer Worlds, which is our competition's game. We got all this VR, and we still got 4 or 5 bangers. We got Neo 2 coming. Right. We got Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us. We got this. We got that. Yeah, it's coming. And we haven't. And guess what? They've been talking about PS5 and letting the little snippets out about Horizon Zero Dawn 2, right? About Gran Turismo 7, about all these little things. They have the mind share by just tweeting out. And Microsoft don't have that. They don't have the liberty.
See, the thing is if you don't have, it's not even necessarily Microsoft doesn't have the mind share. They've been hit so hard this generation. They can't afford to use all of their shots before the next gen starts.
Nintendo had the Wii U this generation.
And Microsoft did this to themselves.
No, listen, you can't use that excuse that Microsoft is underdog.
It's not an excuse. It's just reality.
Let me tell you the reality. The reality is the Wii U was competing this generation. It failed,
and they started with Zelda going into the next gen.
Nintendo got back up, dusted themselves off, jumped back on that horse, and came back and stole the mind share.
But let me get this to Kratos to Addict's point though.
Last generation and stole the mind share back.
All right, but here's the thing. In defense to Addict, Kratos, I gotta give him this. With the Nintendo example, right? The Wii U was for the most part, a failure, right? It was an L. They weren't showing us, yo, this is what we gonna be doing with Switch.
They literally stopped doing.
They literally stopped. They stopped supporting it. Like
they did the exact same thing Xbox is doing. It's showed their guns for next gen.
For next gen. That's what I'm trying to say. So in that, we got to defend Microsoft.
The only reason Zelda was announced because it was announced before all that happened.
They did that all within the same. Listen, when Sony came out,
that's because the generation wasn't that long.
No, what I'm saying is like, okay, and I get it. Everybody has a bad generation. Everybody falls. I get that, right? But these companies, these other companies, have came back and re-upped, right? They came back in that same generation. Microsoft, instead of them going back and re-up, they said, we're going to change the whole game. We're just going to do, we're going to focus on our services and subscriptions.
It's like I said, we definitely got to get closing here soon.
They didn't, They moved the whole arena. That's what they did.
And I definitely understand. Look, what I want to point out to the chat is Kratos isn't wrong, but my argument is I'm not wrong either.
Right. Listen, at the end of the
Kratos is talking from the perspective of being a Sony fan.
Right.
I'm
just
talking
just a gamer, man. I like it. It's not.
Well, no. Let's be real here. You look at your icon, fam.
I'm not. I won't deny.
You won't deny that.
What I'm saying, I'm coming from the behalf of a gamer,
right?
And a gamer that
I could have said you're wrong and I'm right, but I didn't. I tried to give us both the W. Just go with it.
Let him finish.
I do not. Don't get me wrong at all. I want Microsoft and Xbox to succeed.
Right.
I want the bangers to. I want them to crack.
We do got a super chat though.
With a reimagined Scalebound coming back from the dead.
I don't want that Scalebound. Did you play that game? Listen, I actually got a chance to.
But no, King. He's got a point. It did appeal to a large audience.
That was Microsoft.
They didn't play it,
but graphically. The game was what we're looking for right now. It was a realistic, bigger title. Not whether the game would have turned out to be crap or not.
Right.
Most games when they come out, they're not like, look at Uncharted. It came out. Uncharted 1 came out. Everybody brushed over it. It was only until they re-upped with part 2 and got a sequel that they did that game catch fire and became what it is. It's everybody's asking for these type of games, these realistic, graphical type of games, and when we don't get it. Then people go to say, well, Microsoft don't really have those realistic type of games.
So what you're talking about, like, that they're having stuff, but and I get you. Like you're saying, look, like I know Obsidian is making multiple projects. I know Ninja Theory is making multiple projects. But until I see that they're going away from the stuff they're showing me now, I can't justify being hyped for it. And I understand.
Absolutely. Let me pay the bills real quick. Victor Allenstein, follow our super chat. Showing games like Fable early takes the focus away from smaller games, just like the bangers have affected the smaller games on PS4. And then
showing one banger is not going to hurt the perspective. I do think the reason they're not showing games like Fable
small games or you can show large games.
I
If your
do
game
think-
is good, it's hater proof.
I do think the reason they're not showing games like Fable is because they want to connect that to the next gen console day and date. They want them both being written about at the same time.
But how is that gonna work, right? When Phil already said no man left behind, so it doesn't matter.
They haven't said that in years.
If you don't matter, if he doesn't matter if you have a
Actually, when what's his name left the company, he was hinting they was going away from that.
It's gonna look the same.
What's gonna look the same?
That's how all games are cross-gen.
Oh,
No, what I'm saying is, right, he's saying focus on the next generation, which is Scarlet. But I'm saying on Xbox behalf, Phil Spencer had already said no man left behind.
Right.
So if you have an OG Xbox to this day, or you have a Scarlet,
He said that years ago.
no, they still saying
backtracked
that.
on it. They backtracked on it.
They're still saying that the console generation is going with people.
Well, they're talking about from an aspect of like accessories and stuff. They have not said that consoles will carry on over generations anymore. They haven't said that in years.
The
Well, what's
vibe
his
is
name
that your
left the
games are
company?
going to go with you. That they've said
No,
that.
he's talking about no console's going to be left behind.
Okay.
So when we get to the next gen, all this stuff's still going to work on your OG Xbox.
it will.
That's the way they've been implying it.
When's the last time they said that? It's been years.
Backbone right now.
But they haven't stressed that in years.
Listen,
And look how much they're flip flopping. Look how much Microsoft's flip flopping in the past couple of years. You don't think that's one of them?
Did Phil Spencer not say, I hear you
Every
guys,
console
I know
going
Sony got Street Fighter, I'll make that up to you. Did he not say that? Did Phil not
And
say
he flip flopped. He didn't do anything about it.
Listen,
don't credit anymore? Did he not say that?
wait a second.
The guy to something he says,
I'm holding him to everything that he says. Everything that he says, I'm holding him to it.
Right.
So as far as all these Japanese RPGs, you got it. Bang. That's it. Stop talking about it. It's there. Now you got your what's that? Kingdom Hearts. You got that. Boom. Bang. That's it. Listen, man. Y'all gotta let the guy make his deals. You're not gonna sit there and act like this stuff hasn't been changed and fixed. I feel you when you say, I want bangers, give me bangers. I feel you when you want it, but you're gonna have to wait till they get cooked, right? So just the same way Sony can tell you, yo, Last of Us 2 is coming out this day, and they said, nah, hold on, fam, it's coming out later. And you sat there and you ate that biscuit, you're gonna eat this biscuit and you're gonna wait for this meal to be cooked. The difference, the difference. We saw that biscuit. We saw the glazing on the biscuit. We saw the ingredients. So when you get to see the meal, you can anticipate it better.
When they tell us wait 2 months to be able to sink your teeth into it, guess what? We can wait because we see
You've
it,
been
baby.
waiting 5 years for Last of Us.
Microsoft, just show us the ingredients or show us.
I feel it. I feel it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If Sony comes out tomorrow and say, you know what, my bad, Last of Us 2 is coming out with the PlayStation 5. Have a nice day. What you gonna say then? You gonna be down for that one?
That's an L.
Okay, it's an L. It was an L when they told you it was coming out one day.
They have
because
already
they were trying to share the mind share
All
from
right, I'm
Microsoft.
gonna stop making my input because it's just making the
Yeah,
podcast.
because y'all been you the one wanting to end it. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
$5 super chat. One bad mother.
This is not about Microsoft versus Sony.
Hold on, let him take care of that super chat real quick. Let him take
You
care
know,
of the super chat. Real quick.
they had a good show. The show was a good show. All right. Was it the show that everybody wanted? No. It's a lot of times other shows are done, and it's not a show for me.
Right.
I told you I walked away from a lot of
always end up in the same position saying that exact same thing.
me though. I like the show.
But we say the same thing about Sony.
We was on this show for E3, and it was the same thing. It wasn't
I
a
like
show
that
for me.
show though.
But we say the same thing about
We was
Sony
there
shows.
The Fan Fest, and we was there. We keep
I like
doing
the
this
show.
rotation year after year after year after
How
year.
many times have I said I saw when the State of Play first popped out? People was like, "Was it any good?" Well, if you like VR, it was good. It just wasn't for me.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Look, super chat. One bad mother. When getting blown out, put your bench players in the game to work on their fundamentals. Save your starters for the next game. Next equals 2020. Look, we got to end this because we're going crazy long. It's like 3 hours. We're crazy. Listen, I hear both sides. And one side is saying, yo, be realistic. allow these things to cook. It's just not how the industry works, and we have to be realistic. The other side is like, yo, fam, I'm tired of waiting. The other side is doing over here. We cooking over here. The biscuits is glazed. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically what it comes down to is if you're going to wait for Microsoft, or
AKA
not,
Kratos is wrong and Addict's right.
or not. And at the end of the day, I will say this, that with E3, right? They need to show out because at that point,
We say that every year.
right? But at that, we do say it every year. But at that point, there's no more excuses, right? There's no more. What else are we gonna wait for?
We'll
kind
say
of
wait.
thing.
We'll say wait for
No,
next.
I think this year, because the consoles are launching, if they don't launch anything, I have my doubts Fable's even in production at this point.
Yes.
This literally, like, I will say this right now. This E3 is the last E3 I give them. If they don't do nothing this
I ain't
E3,
worried about
I'm
that.
going to be on the J-Dub. J-Dub, I will sign that pony contract. If they do not come out with anything this E3, I will sign the pony contract live with J-Dub.
Yo, Jay, I know this E3 is going to be such a stellar hit for both consoles for the simple fact they gotta crush these Stadia dudes. And like you said, long money is sure money. So if these dudes get their stuff together, if they regroup too fast,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna be at a detriment to the console gamer.
Yeah.
So the true E3 is this E3, and I want to see both of those guys represented because not for nothing, last year at the last E3, there was a void that was there, and I'm used to seeing Sony with their theatrics and the people walking around in their costume.
It was weird being an E3 without
Yeah,
Sony.
Yeah, without Sony, it's weird. No,
But you have to
Yeah,
blame Sony for that.
Yeah, no, look, you know what?
Yeah, most definitely. Sony get that L.
Yeah,
They should have at least been on the floor for their fans. There's no
but
excuse for that.
this year, I believe they're gonna be there, and they need to be there
Right.
because
I remember Sony
Yeah.
don't have that money that Microsoft have, and so they decide to scrape their little pennies together and try to postpone it. Whether it works for them,
And
we gonna
we'll see.
Yeah.
So we in the OT, we got to roll.
But before the topic is,
Oh Lord, the man don't want to end the show. Keep
I
talking.
do want to say no.
Jesus.
I want to say one thing to the chat real quick.
Yes.
Look, everyone here that watch XO, what I want you to do is I want you to put a Phil Dominus if it was a good show, or Into the Bushes if it was a bad show. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, yo, let's get the poll. Let's get out of here.
He's already in there, man.
Let's
I'm
go.
convinced you already had that pasted.
With the majority of the major releases now being shipped in 2019, what is your current choice for Game of the Year? The choices are A, Jedi Fallen Order, B, The Outer Worlds, C, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, D, Gears 5, or E, I don't care. BB Boo that dope. DeathStranding. Let's go.
Can Twitter even go to 5?
We're about to see.
I don't think they can. I think they only go 4.
We'll see. So one of them will get eliminated. But BB get that dope gonna be up in there. So that's gonna be the last choice. You know what I'm saying? That is the question. Those are the choices. Please write the ILP vote when it goes on. Lord Kratos sticking with us in OT Mad Smoke, bringing the knowledge.
Kratos was Super Saiyan, man. He's like,
You must not play it today, boy.
Hey, for sure, without a doubt, if Lord said the same thing, and I'm wake up and I'm breathing, I will be at E3 and I will be kicking it with my brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
This is gonna be one epic E3 because
look, he's gonna be there live. So if they don't do anything E3, I could literally sign the pony contract live.
You know, I'll be there with my little pony backpack with the contract.
Yo, salute to Kills. Yo, you got to pull up, man. We definitely gonna do it. The Lords will be at E3. It will be great to see you, have some jokes and laugh. Again, at the end of the day,
it is the event of a lifetime. This will see any previous E3 ever. This is a new generation for 2020, y'all. Can y'all believe that?
Ooh, it's a big one, man. PS5, Scarlet.
This is we in the end game right here.
Yes, sir. Yo, salute for Kratos for pulling up, man. Always a pleasure to have you. This was a wild show. This was a funny show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
great show.
Lords of the Realm. Lord Addict extending the time when telling me to speed up the time. Going extra OT. What's going on, man? Where can the public find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP, where I'll be announcing my victory over Kratos on this podcast. You can find me on YouTube, Gaming Addict. First, I want to appreciate everyone for coming out. The chat was lit, the super chats was lit, and I really want to express that it's nice that so many people supported the members. We put a lot of time into that. It's nice to see that came into good output. I want to, I've seen a lot of you at my personal channel too, and I want to thank every which one of you that comes over there. I want to thank Kratos or J-Dub, aka we don't call you the Pony Commissioner, but you kind of should be. But this man has always been a supporter, and it's not. He's kind of the person that dude that's on Twitter that's just fun to mess around with because he ain't gonna take anything serious. And you can ask him. We have some weird gift wars all the time on Twitter.
Absolutely, man. No doubt you already know. Lord Sovereign. Very explosive Lord Sovereign today. In the room. Going hard for the knees. It was crazy out here, so I haven't seen this from you.
Wild's knees, man.
Yeah, Outer Wilds, Outer Worlds. It was all smoke.
It wasn't Outer Worlds. It was
Outer Wilds.
What's going on today, man? Y'all killed me. Jesus. Right. What the hell?
It bust out today.
Yeah, King and Addict was
My brother, bringing the balance to the show as always. I'll get up where the people find you. What's going on?
But yes, sir, you can find me on Twitter, Lowerside IOP, BX at PSN Xbox Live, and big shout out to Kratos. I like Kratos comes in, he knows he's gonna get it. He knows what's coming.
Yeah, we know.
But the fact that you come on, my brother, every time, I hope that people who listen to our show who only have like troll Kratos on Twitter realize what a well-rounded gamer you are and person when you come on the show.
Yeah,
he really doesn't get.
He was repping that Stadia hard. He was in that Stadia,
and not only for how much he plays games, how much supportive he is to the community. He is the biggest troll on Twitter, but that is literally a persona. Don't let this man lie to you.
I tell him every time, tell the truth to you.
He be like, tell the truth, Kratos. Stop that. I be saying, King be getting mad at the truth. He be like, tell the truth. You own everything.
We want my fellow ponies to take me out. Hey man, I gotta hold the line, man. I gotta hold the line when they want to.
No doubt. And of course, Lord King super smoked today. It was crazy, man. I can't keep up with y'all today.
Yo, listen, man. First and foremost, I'm thankful that Kratos came in because after I put that Janet Jackson meme, he was like, "That's it." Hey, I'm done with this dude.
You kill me on Twitter like that, and I can't defend myself.
Yo, wait, between your Janet Jackson meme and the battle troll memes and every those two memes, man, I'll be like, I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all.
That's a good point. Where is Battletoads? I feel like it's been canceled.
No, it isn't. It hasn't been canceled. It's coming up. This is my guy over here, and I swear to tell you guys, when I tell y'all like he plays on everything, I'm only saying that because I don't want Xbox dudes to feel like, oh, I gotta go at this dude.
Yeah.
No. It's the same way that you like whatever you game on, but you have other things as well. You have other interests. This man told you, yeah, I got Stadia. I don't have Stadia. He's repping, right? So you got to give this man his respect when he comes through. Yeah, he's trolling and he's joking, but he also gives out consoles. He's also
helped a lot of people.
He helped a lot of dudes out. And y'all got to understand that he's a very good dude. And anytime I'm joking with him, I'm just joking. But you can catch me at KOS. You can catch me at LogNet. There's lordsofgaming.net. You can catch me on Iron Lords podcast. And you can catch me on Twitter at King David OTW. You see that statue spinning in the background? You see that Hulk? You can also catch us at Bad Girl Cosplay. And we're doing different things and we're bringing stuff to the community. We're pleased and happy that the it was well received with the join-in of the
Yeah,
members
the
today.
memberships today.
If you look down at your screen, you can see a join button. Click on that, see what it is. It's $4.99 for bronze, it's $7.99 for silver, and it's $14.99 for gold. The different perks involved. If you saw different emojis that was inside the chat today, those emojis is afforded to you when you become a member. And also you can go to the Teespring store once you become a member, and you get a discount automatically of 5% of the silver and 10% on the gold. So you guys, without you guys, none of this moves forward. Also would love to give another birthday shout out to Lord Cognito.
Thank you, brother.
This man does so much and he works so hard. When you go to LordNet and you see the statues and you see the synapses, Lord Cognito put that together. All right. And he does that after doing crunches all week on other things, and he still find time to help out, this Lord over here. So I truly appreciate him, and I don't think he gets enough credit, for holding this together, because this could have really went off the rails today.
I appreciate it, man.
But
I gotta bring the
I
balance.
do. I got to point out something. I do think we missed a super chat.
Yes, go for it.
I don't know. Did we
I
get
see
the
some- no,
Gaming
Brad.
Addict is blinded by the truth? Did we get that?
No, we
there was
missed
a
that.
$2 super chat from Game Over HD. Gaming Addict is blinded by the truth. You know what? You're onto something, because we missed it, so I'll agree with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
I'm
blinded.
blinded by the truth,
And Brad
and I
with the $2.
apologize that we missed that.
Yeah, Brad was telling us solve on that juice today. He got that Kojima pack.
We came through with good stuff.
BB Boo, that dope. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Yo, doubt. Thank you, King. Much appreciated, man. Yeah, fire show today was insane. Again, we much love from everybody in the chat, just showing craziness with the subscription and the memberships. Really appreciate it. We see them emojis moving out here. That's crazy, man. I love. Shout out to Jaydu, of course, my brother. You already know how we do. You know what I'm saying? So that was fun. And yeah, like I said, please support LordsOfGaming.net. Fire articles are up. And that's pretty much all.
Next Friday, we got something popping off with Hip Hop Gamer. Y'all gonna see, this is gonna be one of your first behind the scenes views. We're gonna be posting videos up for the members that are there to get a lot of these shows that we were at. We was at Play NYC. We got those videos that's going up there. We also have packs, and we have more E3 videos that of uncut stuff that y'all have not seen before, that y'all will have privy to, and y'all will see it, and you trust me, you're gonna pee on yourself.
Absolutely. And of course, next week should be a nice treat. We'll have a special industry guest, so stay tuned for that. We'll reveal that later. But like King said, man, again, really look out for us. We got a lot of things going on. That's all I got. Attic, you got anything else? Because you want to keep the show going on for 4 hours? Okay.
We ended it at 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay. All right, cool. Everybody, enjoy your Sunday. We out of here. Peace.